BagFuel, baby.
Man, BagFuel.
Yes, sir.
Hynaken, Esso.
Downtown with it. Downtown, Lower East Side with it.
Downtown, Esso.
That's Downtown Esso. They changed my name up, you know what I'm saying?
Man, we got Termanology, Statik Selektah. Ooh, Beantown Killers, finest.
Oh, man.
What's the craziest thing y'all ever blew your rent check on? Come on now. Y'all been here. Y'all been in hip hop going crazy.
I know the answer immediately. I know the answer immediately.
What's the craziest thing you blew
I bought
on
a
rent?
case of Obama Hennessy. And Saigon poured it all over this girl.
Of course that happened.
That's
Giddy.
a fact. Shout out my brother Saigon.
Cy Giddy, good.
But yeah, that's probably the dumbest shit I ever did. But I've done a lot of dumb shit.
Come on, go through some of them. We all
I've
went.
done a lot of dumb shit, man. I think one time we was on tour in Europe, and it was me, Statik, and Rex, and they was like knocking on my door, like, yo, we out, we gotta fly back to America. I said, nah, man, I'm just gonna stay here in Sweden. They're like, what? Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here.
You stayed there for like 2 weeks.
I stayed there, I just stayed there, bro, just
Like,
you know.
don't you have a family
just
or
doing,
some shit?
I mean, I just stayed there, I needed some time off. Let's just say that, I needed some
edited
time
version.
off, so yeah. I needed some time off, man, you know, so I just stayed out there,
All right,
man.
but from now on, no more stories where you edit it. From now on, we gotta keep the whole story.
Yeah,
You're gonna get a
yeah.
pass on that one.
Yeah,
That story didn't end well.
I just needed some time off, man. Whole new flight, bunch of hotels, you know.
We understand the lingo.
I'm actually gonna jump right on in. Pause. What's your problem with academic?
All right, where do I start?
You
You know what? I'm
from
gonna
the
start with
beginning.
this.
Start
He
from the beginning.
disrespected the Queen, Erykah Badu. That's number one on the top of my list.
Okay.
Number two is he's disrespectful to hip hop. I mean, he's not a DJ. Puts that in front of his name.
He DJ'd actually. He's
Yeah,
not
where
like
did he DJ? At Chuck E. Cheese, bro? Dave and Buster's?
Rutgers University.
DJ at BBL Jersey's release party? What did he DJ, bro? What did he DJ at?
At college parties. That's not the same.
Akademiks. I'll give you my publishing if you want to battle. If you beat me in a DJ battle, I'll give you my publishing. How about that?
But so you said he's not a real DJ.
He's disrespectful to hip hop, man, because he's like if TMZ took over hip hop as a human being.
I mean, do you think, all right, that's your perspective, criticism?
I don't know the facts, but go ahead.
Oh, no, you know what? Let's make it a fact. But is he any different from how Wendy Williams was curating
Because
the culture?
the difference is Wendy Williams actually like grew up outside in the shit. I've never seen academics anywhere in my life. I've been outside for 30 years, bro. Like
We are where?
never seen him anywhere. And Wendy Williams really grew up in this shit. She went to Emerson in Boston, same place I used to do radio in college. Like Wendy Williams has got a resume. Love her or hate her. She's not. She might not be good for the culture the way that she wanted to be, but it is what it is. But when we start giving the comment section and the fucking the randoms on Twitter, and it's like giving academics a voice is doing that. All right, reason number three. He is the reason that Tekashi even exists. A lot of that shit he fueled, and that's another cancer to hip hop. Tekashi used to wear dresses and work in my corner deli. That's a fact. Oh, it's gonna be a good episode.
Clearly.
And you let these guys in that ain't really from hip hop culture. Now, you don't have to be able to do a fucking windmill or tag a train or some shit, but you gotta really be in the shit and love it from day one. And the people that really do can see it from the rip when it's an outsider trying to get a bag off this shit.
I appreciate what you're saying, and I think it's valid and needed. You understand to a certain standpoint, but you know the counteract to that is going to be, and Lord Jamar has said this about Eminem, when they use your skin tone and your culture.
I'm about to say.
You're a guest in hip hop. How are you allowed to critique a black man?
I'll tell you this right now.
I don't agree with that. If you make contributions, you can say what you can say. But
I'm gonna say a lot of controversial shit then.
Go
Because
for it.
Off the rip, Lord Jabbar is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Never came with me on that energy ever. Eminem is a fucking god in hip hop.
Absolutely.
Like he treats, like he studies hip hop the way that scientists study at Harvard and shit. Like Eminem is you know what? I got mad when M said that he was a guest in hip hop because I personally don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Hip hop obviously black music is music in America. That's a fact. But hip hop was not just started by black people. It was started by Puerto Ricans and black people in the Bronx. That's a fact. People leave the Puerto Rican part out of there.
Yeah, Puerto
there was
Ricans
also
was
white
definitely
people present. Not a lot of them, but they were present. Because let's keep it real. The shit started off gangs in the Bronx. And people getting out of that life and using music, and that's what, if you know anything about Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash and all them, they all come from that gang culture.
Yes.
Hip hop brought them all together. That's a fact. So I don't like when people try to make it about race. We all acknowledge it's a black music.
Yeah.
But how much work, how much dues you paid? Like I grew up DJing in project fucking laundromats and traveling all over the place with nothing to my name, doing everything I could to be around it. And I understand that I'm not, like, back then it was like, no one even really spoke of that. It was like, how dope are you? Nowadays, we don't talk about that.
It's
People
how many
say,
followers you got.
Were you broke or were you this or were you that?
Money.
It's like, what? Like, do you love this shit or not, man? Like, I grew up, like, reading LL Cool J credits when I was 4 years old, listening to fucking the Beastie Boys and Run DMC and Eric B. and Rakim. I really come from this shit. So if anyone has to say that, you're just not a fan of hip-hop because you don't have to like me, but you can't say that.
What's your thought, S? I want to hear Term too.
Go ahead.
No, let Term go first.
Do you
I wanna
agree
know what
with
Term feels about
having to be outside to be able to critique the culture?
Nah, I think there's no rules anymore. I think people don't care if you're official or not. People don't care. Everybody got an opinion, even people whose opinion isn't necessarily validated. So I just kind of feel like I'm not really a messy person, bro.
I got you.
Statik always tells me yo, I guess he'll kind of say I'm staying out of it. Like he'll go on a rant on the radio when we do Shade and he'll call something out he don't like and I'll stay quiet. And he damn, well, why you didn't say nothing? I'm like, well, I don't have nothing to say. It's not that I'm scared that Drake isn't gonna like me if I talk about that he had a ghostwriter before, or I'm scared that Akademiks ain't gonna like me if I say that I don't like him. I use my mind when I'm talking about shit. And if I'm gonna talk about some shit that people ain't even gonna get me or understand, I fall back because I know I'm official and everything I do is official.
Here's the thing,
That's
though.
how I feel about it.
Because y'all guys came in together.
Yeah.
Statik Selektah Termanology. And
No,
y'all
I got
both,
his back.
No, y'all both entities separately.
Right.
It's no different with me and Esso.
Yeah.
Whatever he says, I said it.
Right.
So whatever Statik says, vice versa.
For sure.
Either way, and I think Statik is letting you know we partners.
Def.
They gonna be like,
I got his
Listen,
back, but we
to
can
sum
have
that
two
up,
different...
if I say T, let's get it, it means we about to fuck
Yeah,
somebody
we
up.
fighting. That's it. You know what I mean? It's been proven. But at the same time...
But I get where you coming from.
But at the same time, we do have different opinions. Like, the whole day yesterday, we in the car talking about who's a better rapper, who's this, who's that. So it's like, we do have different stances on shit, but I definitely got his back. I definitely think, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people were put in position that are really cancerous for hip-hop and are corny. And I don't think that, they should have that platform or they should have all that power. But at the same time, bro, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, y'all know this. It's all about clicks, views, likes, people getting paid off. It's not about, skills anymore and none of that shit. It hasn't been for a long time.
A thing with me about Akademiks, too, and I don't even like saying his name, because now he's out of here anyway, because Karma will catch up with you, bro. But I don't like when, and Elliot Wilson's an old friend of mine, Joe Budden's an old friend of mine, but these dudes, I don't like when they give him the platform, because if Akademiks is on his own and he got a bunch of 12-year-old girls watching him, that's on him. But as soon as you put him on the Rap Radars and the Complex and all that, and the Joe Budden podcast, whatever it is, you're giving him a platform now that actually is legit.
you
And
think
what
they're
I get back.
enabling him?
Yeah, absolutely. But now it's been quiet. He got whatever he's going through. I don't even want to talk about that dude.
Gotcha.
But I just want to get that off.
But people want to know because it was a big.
Shout out to Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs is a dear friend of mine, and I stand with Freddie Gibbs on that too. So the Erykah Badu shit really pissed me off though, because he violated her.
I mean, they're gonna keep asking you this because you put his face on a punching bag.
So we seen it. I'm like,
it's like
Blame it on
the
alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that was a one-day thing. I deleted it, but sometimes you gotta let that aggression out. You know what I mean?
Talk to me about the business, because you didn't transform. You a businessman. You own shit. You got tequila. You own the establishment that we're in right now.
Yeah,
you own a lot of stuff. How did you transform what you was making in music into what you're doing now outside of music?
I mean, really just being outside and around good people and people that you mess with, you're gonna end up stop buying watches and dumb, I'm not saying buying watches is dumb, by the way, but at some point you're gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna invest in some shit that could grow, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. I mean, this spot here, this Hidden Tiger, AKA Fat Buddha, I've been going to Fat Buddha for over 10 years. And
Congratulations.
thank you, man. It's family. So shout out the whole, shout out to
What's
Cliff
crazy is
and Carlos.
I didn't even know you own this joint.
I'm a partner. I got a nice little chunk,
partner,
but
yeah.
this was like part of my life. Like me and this dude used to party here like 4 days a week back in the day.
Yeah.
And now it's always been home, but now,
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Another thing to expand on that, right? Statik always been a hustler, and that's kind of like when we met, we were teenagers, like 16 years old type shit. We met house parties, all that, battling people, him battling, DJing places, battle rapping people, all that. And, eventually we moved to New York. And we moved to New York, Statik was doing business moves with labels and shit, like doing real big shit, working for labels.
I had a marketing company.
In 2004,
with
he
the
had a
street
full marketing company.
team, Vitamin Water, G-Unit,
All that,
Atlantic,
like, driving around G-Unit rap trucks all through Boston.
record
and then-
pools, all that.
or later to New York. So just to give you a backstory,
Record
it's
store.
been 20 years that Statik's been doing crazy business moves in the industry, which is also the reason why I moved here right after. And like, he really inspired me to understand that, we gotta do this shit business. We're not just outside with the bitches and having fun and blowing through a bag. It's like, we gotta make businesses out of this shit, you know what I mean?
Plus, it's like everybody always asks me, like, what's the secret? What's this and that? You can't have more than one hustle. And when you make your other hustles feed your main hustle, that's what matters. That's why I used to put up poster boards and stickers and run around, and that's how I met a lot of label cats. And I had a record store, like, all the shit I was doing in Boston, by the time I moved to New York, I knew the whole industry because of what I was doing up there. And then not every day I'm DJing, not every day I wasn't even selling beats back then. So like, it all feeds itself. Yeah. And no disrespect to nobody, but if you're like washing dishes or some shit, that shit's not gonna fuel your hip hop, man. You might be able to pay the rent doing that, but try to come up with a hustle that feeds the other hustle for the days. The in-between time is the time you gotta really fuel.
Like they say you need 7 incomes to be a millionaire, multimillionaire, right? So it's facts. You need all kinds of shit going off at the same time. And I do like consulting for up and coming artists sometimes. And they're always like, how do you get the money? Because I put all this money into rap, but I'm not getting them back. And then the first things I'll say back is, well, how are you trying to get money? If you're just trying to get money from streaming, it's quiet for you. That's a very small amount of money. You gotta get a lot of different things going. So like I'll try to explain to them like, all right, do you have publishing? You got BMI or ASCAP? You got Sound Exchange? Are you getting your checks every 3 months from Sound Exchange? You got your own YouTube channel? You getting checks from that? Are you monetized? Like, all right, just different avenues. Like I'm signed to Monster Energy as an artist. I got Good Dad Gang. Statik got the radio show. It's so many different things instead of just rapping, instead of just DJing. It's like, have a bunch of hustles. Like
a lot of these dudes want to be stars, but won't pass out a flyer to their own show or tell someone to come to their show because their ego won't let them.
Snobbish.
You can't skip them steps though.
It's crazy.
You can't skip them steps. Like everybody wants to just be lit overnight. It's like, nah, you got to set up your business and you got to put in that work.
Even the cats I've seen blow up overnight still did more than like a lot of cats. Like I remember when like Mac Miller, rest in peace, came out, and Joey, and a lot of the young cats come out because they came through a different era where it's like the internet instantly was a thing.
Bro, I was aware of their whole come up. It wasn't just
even then. There was like they were every day, 24/7, putting in the work, like as children, and that reminded us of our like, what it's like getting on a $10 Chinese bus from Chinatown, Boston to Chinatown, New York, with 200 CDs, hitting the whole city, and then getting back and being home by 10 p.m. Like that was every week.
Yeah, man. It's a different type of legwork.
Multiple times a week.
multiple times.
Yeah, definitely.
Did Boston feel a certain way towards y'all when y'all moved to New York? Because you got yourselves, you got Benzino, but then people don't really think about too many other.
We got different
now
experiences.
It's popping.
Yeah, we
It's
got
popping
different
now.
experiences, but I'll say that I think people were just more happy for us that we went for our dreams. Because a lot of times people don't get out of Mass.
A big moment
for
for me.
So the fact that we got out of Mass and we came over here and we put in that work. Because when I first got here, nobody knows me. Everybody's just staring when you rocking.
Yeah.
So you gotta prove yourself. Y'all got skills. I'm real. Look me in my eyes. Like once you start doing it like that, then I started running with MOP and Primo and all these
When we
different
shot
people.
the DJ Premier video, when Term did Watch How Go Down, I directed the video.
Yeah.
And not because I wanted to be a video director, it's because we had to do everything ourselves.
Yeah, we didn't have a director.
We went back to Boston for a scene in the video, and I remember everybody who was anyone in Boston showed up to be in this video because it was such a big look for the city, having a DJ Premier single, Big Suge, 7 Hours of Tarek.
Right.
Everybody showed up. Shout to Slane, everybody showed up.
At the time, all the poppin' rappers showed up and supported.
That was
even
like
though
the
we moved
national
to New
anthem,
York
like,
already. Because like some people would be like, oh, all right, you moved over there, you sold out, but there's no infrastructure at
See this?
home. So you
I don't
gotta
care where
move to
I'm
New
at.
York. Like the reason why Guru moved here, the reason why Millie's moved here, the reason why so many artists moved to either New York or LA is because you need to get out of that ceiling. You know what I mean? It's a small market, like as far as hip hop goes. So like us just wanted to be in the industry. It's like we had to move here. I mean, you're gonna have a hater everywhere. Yeah. Everybody got, if you don't got no haters, you ain't popping. So it's like
love, man. It's
yeah,
love.
but it's love though. It's more love than hate for sure.
Talk to me about teamwork between y'all, between yourself. What you think teamwork means to hip hop, and do you think that it still exists now?
Teamwork's what it's about, because not only are you, building something, but beyond that, it's like sometimes it becomes like a friendly competition where you're like, yo, I got this popping. I got this popping. I'm gonna one up you. Oh, you got that? Watch this. And that's how you really get to that.
Definitely.
level.
As far as like me and Statik, it's like brotherly love, but at the same time, it's like he's my number one motivator. Like when I come around him, he's like, yo, check out this song I just did with 2 Chainz. I'm like, damn, I bet my next song gotta be better. My next production gotta be better. My next whatever gotta be better. And then I'll come to him, yo, I just got this deal. Look, I'm doing this. So it's like we just constantly fueling each other's fire, you know what I mean? But at the same time, helping each other too, rocking live shows together, doing the radio together, behind the scenes type of shit. Just helping each other. Like, y'all know, I'm sure off cam, you guys be helping each other too.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. And from day one, like we met when we were 16 years old in a club. And from day one, the dialogue was just always about hip hop, period, first, before anything. The idea of money back then didn't even exist. Like it literally didn't exist. I was probably getting paid like $75 a night DJ in that club.
When did the money idea change?
It never, I mean, when responsibilities come and family comes into it and you're taking care of people, that's a different thing.
But when did you mature and be like, I can make some money off of this? Like, this could be some cash.
I haven't worked a 9 to 5 since I was 17 years old.
Yeah, man. I never had a job since I was a kid, like since a little kid.
It's always...
I always been making money off rap.
We both worked at McDonald's, I'll tell you that.
I worked at McDonald's for 3 days and then I quit. I was like, I ain't doing this shit.
Y'all worked at the same McDonald's?
Nah. Not too far apart, but I actually threw my first concert in 1997. I was 15 years old. And my boss at McDonald's was like, yo, you can't take tonight off. It's gonna be slammed. I'm like, I'm not coming to work tonight. And he's like, well, I'm gonna have to let you go. I was like, cool. And back then, this is 1997, I was making probably around $300 a week
like
at McDonald's.
$4 an hour type shit.
And that night at the first show I threw, I made $360. And I was like, damn, this is for one night throwing a show.
Yeah.
But I still I would have done a show the next night for free. It wasn't even about that. It was just like, why would I work
I only got
at
a job
McDonald's?
because I had to, because I was on probation. And I got a job and I just worked there for 3 days. And the third day I was like, this is whack.
I didn't fuck up your probation when you quit?
Nah, cause I don't know what I did. I think I had my father say I worked for him because my father owned the garage.
He broke the ice cream machine.
Yeah, exactly. But I only worked there for 3 days and I'm like, nah, I can't do this shit. This bum ass shit, slipping everywhere with these corny shoes on. This is corny. I'm way too cool for this shit.
But it's cool though, because everybody in life should do some shit like that.
Yeah.
You got to get humble. I mean, I get humble all the time, but back then it was like, you really there's nothing like seeing a girl you like look at you through a drive-through. Shit's different.
I didn't even make it to the drive-through.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
But back to
I'm cool.
the partner shit. I think that behind the scenes, almost every big artist or big person that comes out has a team behind the scenes that's helping them.
Okay.
Nobody does this shit themselves. You know what I mean? So I think that everybody usually has that manager or the mentor.
We don't got no team.
I mean, but at least y'all got each other. That's what I mean.
Okay, you said behind them, but I got you.
Yes, but yeah. But I mean, Statik will call me and be like, yo, Term, I need you to do this today. And I'll do it. So the wheel keeps spinning. Then
what he meant to say with the team is, you and Statik are so good at doing other shit that y'all can't it gotta be an impressive person to take on the task that y'all could do.
For sure.
So there's a lot of shit he does that we could just skip the process and vice versa.
My dad told me when I was 3 years old, you want something done, do it yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
and that really stuck with me. And he was the reason I was working at 10 years old.
Yeah,
and
You
doing all
gotta,
that.
you gotta know who to trust. If you're gonna trust
true.
anybody, like I'm one of them people that do everything myself, unless it's something that I'm like, all right, this is gonna waste my time, and I'd rather pay somebody who's better at it than me.
That's me and him getting to it about that all the time because Term likes doing everything himself. I'm like,
Yeah,
work smarter, not harder, man.
definitely. I'm working on that this year, you know what I mean? Because I'm running 3 businesses, and I'm a rapper, and I'm touring, so you
work
know,
smarter, not
sometimes
harder.
you gotta hire people to do certain shit.
I find the right people. Why is the downtown scene always so lit? It's been lit. It look like it's never gonna stop.
That's way
being
before
lit.
we've been around.
A lot of things,
but,
a lot of things out
but
here.
being a part of it, why the fuck
Something
is
about
it?
downtown Manhattan, no matter what. Like, I've been in Brooklyn now for almost 20 years. I've been in New York City for 20 years exactly. But no matter where you live in the city, downtown's where it's at. It just is what it is. Like,
Why? Why you think
it's
so?
the energy, man. It's that the East Village, LES, you know, Soho fashion, the food. The food, like if you want the best meals you're gonna get in New York City.
I like
or
vibing
somewhere
in LES.
downtown.
I like,
Yes.
especially nighttime vibes. I like LES. It's just always
It's
been
the
good
energy,
to us.
man.
It's just been
The energy,
chill.
it feels more comfortable to
Yeah.
me.
And in the madness
is.
though. The madness too, like the fights, the wild, all the shit is part of the if you feel alive, like
And interesting, I think this is the only part of New York City that's still 24 hours.
yeah. I mean,
Or close enough.
you know what really
Before-
defined
it's 24
it?
hours,
During
I
the
think.
blackout in 2000, what was that, 2012? No,
no.
when it was the Hurricane Sandy. Everything from 34th Street was blacked out, the whole city. But it was still lit over here. I was going to parties, I think it was like Halloween. It's right around then. And I was going to parties where the clubs were lit with candles and they had a generator
crazy.
for the DJ. Like, that's how you know downtown is a different. And uptown had power, but nothing was cracking. Downtown was still popping.
Because you know, they say Midtown now, that's ghetto shit.
Yeah, that's the
funny.
hood now. they say.
To me, Midtown is just tourist shit. Like, for the most part. It's tourist shit. Like, you go to, like, no one wants to go to Times Square to party. Back in the day, it was different. You had Mars. You had all kinds of clubs back in the day, but now it's like, ain't nobody want to go to Midtown. Good restaurants.
Yeah, that's about it.
I don't even go to Midtown to do the radio no more. I do the radio live at my spot in Brooklyn. I used to have to go to Shade 45 every Thursday. Now I do it live in my spot.
So it's your Boston Celtics, man. So
Yeah, 'cause-
so we thought that the
They're
Knicks
looking
was going to
good.
get the face, y'all.
We would have washed, especially with Brunson out, we would have washed, y'all.
But we was talking about with Brunson in, okay? Pause.
But we don't have Porzingis either. Like, he's coming back, but we didn't have him.
I
always
say,
gonna be
I
hurt.
say this, man. I think that the Knicks got a good team, and I think next year they're gonna do.
It was
good.
fun watching them this year. I
I
never
think
rooted for the
they're
Knicks.
gonna do good
This
next
I
year.
did.
And
Yeah,
I'm
so-
a diehard Celtic fan, and I'll say I fuck with the Knicks. I think they'll do good next year.
So with y'all Celtics, though, so
We going
y'all-
to the finals for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, Halliburton's hurting now. Y'all
Yeah.
got
And the
lucky
way he
with
was
the first
evil laughing at the
game.
Knicks, that was crazy, bro.
But y'all
That's
got-
his karma?
But listen, they can laugh at the Knicks because that's part of the game. It's people talking trash to him, and
Yeah.
he got to deal with it too.
Gotta deal with
and
it,
he fought back. That's just a part of the game. But as far as y'all on Celtics, if y'all don't win the championship, do y'all need to be disbanded?
No.
I don't think so, man. I just think that at the end of the day, bro, it's like sometimes, yo, you just keep going, and it's like, what are you gonna do?
I think we're gonna
They
get
already
it.
paid the $300 million for JB. Like, he ain't going nowhere.
But I'm
you
just
know they
saying.
ain't letting Tatum go nowhere.
Yeah, but if y'all got that same thing, it's been eight years going
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Y'all have been to the conference finals.
Been to the
y'all have been
finals.
to the finals.
Y'all been to five of them.
I love how you leave out the fact that we have more championships than anybody but the Lakers.
But that's old though. That's old though.
Yeah.
When's the last time y'all got a ring?
wait.
Like, come
08.
on, that's old.
08,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. And then
When's
and
the
then
last time you got a ring?
We weren't
73.
even born. None of us was
We
born.
didn't-
None of
yeah,
us
yeah,
was born.
but we're not talking about the Knicks, Mr. Statik Selektah. We're talking about the Celtics.
Well, he got a
man.
good chance.
Remember
you know?
I said this. Tatum's going to be the face of the NBA. Just remember I said that.
Over Luca and Edwards.
Just remember I
can't
said
do
it.
that.
Luka can't be
I'm
the
not
face because
debating
he's a
it.
European born
I know
player.
people.
Right.
Tatum's going to be the face of the NBA.
We'll see. I mean, yo, I think
He got to win a ring.
yeah, he got to win though. That's the
So
thing.
y'all pay.
Hold on,
so
Statik.
y'all pay
I'm
for
picking the
ring?
Celtics. I'm
Statik,
not.
so
I'm
you
picking
think
the Celtics.
the script is
No,
set?
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about behind the scenes as far as the way that certain people are going to build it up. Watch. And I'm not talking about script.
Yeah, they built.
I don't want to
they-
lose no opportunities. I
do
know a lot
agree
of
that- yeah, I do agree they built certain people up.
Because right now, the biggest matchup would be Tatum versus Luka.
Oh, that's what's about to happen.
That's
It's about to happen. So we gonna see.
We're gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. To be honest.
Kyrie back in Boston for a 7-game series for the title.
You know his karma's gonna catch up in Boston.
Yeah,
He stepped on the leprechaun's face.
Yeah. What was it like when Kyrie waved the sage through?
All right, so I got 2 Kyrie stories.
Yes.
Okay.
I was at Michael Jordan's birthday party in LA. I go to a lot of Jordan's birthday parties. It's every year during All-Star.
Yeah.
But this one particular was in LA, 2017. Kyrie had just signed to the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have nothing else to sign, but I had my album on me, 8, that just was coming out. And my boy Slane, who, by the way, is one of the co-stars of Joker 2 about to come out, and he's about to kill it.
Dope.
Shout out to my brother Slane. His son is the biggest Kyrie fan in the world. And I never have asked an athlete in my entire life for an autograph, but Slane's like, bro, if you see Kyrie, like, my son lives for him. Like,
Yeah.
I asked him to sign the CD, and I was like, yo, welcome to Boston, blah, blah, blah. And his attitude about it was so trash. That's part 1. Part 2.
Did he sign it?
He lived in the sister building to the building I live in Brooklyn. It's about 100 feet away. And my man at the door is like, yo, you know, he lives over there, Kyrie. I'm like, oh, word? This is when he was on Brooklyn. Yo, every night, to this day, when I turn the lights off in my crib, it's all just like Celtics color green lights in the window. Because Kyrie's definitely seeing that shit every night. Yo, that's how much I keep it Celtics.
Did he sign the CD?
Yeah, he did.
I
He did it. He did it. I mean, I was the kid. It was like 11-year-old kid. You're not gonna do that.
I'm still a Kyrie fan. I just don't like the that he stepped on Lucky, man. That's the only thing I
Does
like.
Boston hate him that much?
Oh, yeah, they don't fuck with him.
After that, I mean, they already did because he was like, I don't even want to be here.
I still liked him. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause like when all that COVID shit was happening to him, I thought that was corny. I don't think he deserved that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like he should be able to stand on what he believes on, and he shouldn't have to force to put nothing in his body. Pause. So you feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I thought that was whack how they did him, but I'm Celtics for life. So if it's us versus Dallas, you already know Celtics all day.
Hey, what's up with the boom bap now, man? The boom bap
Great
music.
place, man. Look where we're at, man. Like the most.
People think there's no money in the boom bap,
Oh, they wrong.
Idiots.
this is what I'm saying. So they think that there's no money.
I don't even like
in
calling
the
it boom bap, bro. It's traditional hip hop, man.
Yeah.
Like we come from the whole time hip hop existed until about 2000 and I gotta word this. No, way before that. I would say until Atlanta took over, hip hop was
03.
like boom bap. That was like the whole sound, and then it changed. Even like let's keep it real. The West Coast shit, a lot of it is boom bap. Like NWA was boom bap.
Yeah, all
Dr.
the
Dre,
Dre
the Chronic
shit,
is
yeah.
boom bap.
Cause there was breakbeat drums.
Yeah. So like that's just to me traditional hip hop, man. And now look at like all the years. All right, there's a phase in New York hip hop where it was motherfuckers were calling it struggle rap too, and that was disrespectful.
That's right.
yeah.
Okay.
But there was
I
an
hated
era,
that
right?
shit though.
Where it was the era between
That they called it that.
between selling CDs and iTunes really taking off.
Yeah.
It was the era. And me and Term, Sky Zoo,
Guys,
let me think. There was a whole. Who else
there's
was
a
like part
few
of
of
that?
y'all in that.
It was a
run.
few of us that were holding it down
And
when people were looking the
It
other
was
way
kind of
on,
quiet. Like
on the real
it was
hip-hop.
while New York rappers were trying to make it in the club, and none of them pulled it off. No disrespect at all, but like there was a lot of. I gotta be careful who I call out on this one.
I know.
I'm not gonna say no
don't
names.
say no,
But
'cause
there
I
was
know-
a lot of major label deals given out in New York City to underground rappers, and they tried to make club records,
And it didn't go nowhere.
and it didn't go nowhere.
And look, everybody came back to doing what we stayed doing the whole
And now look
time.
at Griselda, and now look at all these things that came out of that era. Sean Price is the god with all this.
Right.
Rest in peace. He fathered this whole shit. Shout out to Rock Marciano. He's one of them.
Rock
Shout out to
Marci.
Alchemist.
Al.
That's the whole umbrella now. I get 200 songs a week now of dudes trying to make that kind of style music.
Yeah.
And those cats were
38
trying to make club
Special.
records.
38 special.
It's so,
Shout out to
it's so
38
many
Special.
dope artists now that came back to the traditional sound and are winning only with the traditional sound. And for us, we just sitting here like,
Even like you got
Watching
Lil
because-
Yachty making fucking.
But why
like,
do you
loop
think that?
records,
But where
man.
they
It's
winning
crazy.
that? Where's the money coming from? Is it
Merch,
from okay? This one-
Placements from all that.
Do you think if you make that style of music, right? Because with that style of
It's
music,
called hip-hop.
Yeah, no, but that style of hip hop, that original style, seems to come with the component of selling merch, and a lot of people are making high six figures just doing that.
It's real fans though. They show up to the shows.
I mean, but
Yeah.
if that's the case, you're gonna have people wanting
Streaming
to.
artists ain't selling out shows by themselves.
It's not only merch, but the thing is, like, when you have real, like, not just followers, but like actual supporters, those people are dying to spend their money with you because there's so much whack shit.
They wanna
and
feel
they're
part
just
of the
zoned
movement.
in on you. That's why I like Bandcamp so much. Like, people used to diss Bandcamp because they thought it was some corny shit. And now the biggest artists are like, check out my Bandcamp, because you're realizing that you drop something on Bandcamp, it goes right to your text. I'm texting you, yo, my new shit came out. You just giving me $20. That's thousands of people giving me $20. You know how long it would take for you to make $4,000 off streaming? You got to get 1 million streams from Spotify to make 4 bands. I make 4 bands like that on Bandcamp. I just snap my fingers and make 4 bands. Where some of these artists is like trying their hardest to get to 1 million streams. It's like 1 million streams is nothing financially, like the get back, you know what I'm saying? So, but what we're saying though is like just having that core fan base is like, it's important, and not only is it important, we stay doing the same music that we always did.
Yeah.
So it's good to see, like, okay, even this battle with Drake and Kendrick, right? You notice that on Family Matters, like the third beat was like a boom bap beat. You know, this Kendrick record, he had an Alchemist joint. They're at the highest level. These are right now the highest, biggest rappers in the world. Kendrick and Drake, what are they doing? Battle rap over boom bap. That tells you everything you need to know.
But what's crazy is the whole downtown scene is like a boom bap scene.
This is dirty.
Tied in
and raw.
right- yeah.
The whole downtown
It's New York.
scene
It's real New York.
represents the boom bap lifestyle, and I'm saying that, and that's where the money's at.
Right.
That's what I was
Everybody's
gonna say.
telling me.
Okay, I see where you're going with that.
That's what I'm saying, because everybody's telling me. That's why I'm asking. I'm trying to lead y'all to the well.
I got
real
you.
quick,
I got
right?
you
Look
now.
at Stanley. So everything with the boom bap. So when people approach me, I'm gonna give A the credit, my man Magnetic Wave, you know what I'm saying, Sweet Chick and all that. A said, yo, you gotta bring your shit downtown, SO. I said, why? He said, cause this is where the money's at. People love you and they appreciate you more downtown, and they're willing to pay downtown because this is where the money's at.
Gotcha.
So being that the boom bap lifestyle, everybody thought that there was no money in it. That's why I'm saying that.
They thought.
But when you go downtown,
It's
still
Yeah.
the whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's the whole party scene. Or it's young, it's mixed.
It's authentic.
Vibrant.
It's authentic.
But is that where is it like that? Is that because that's where the people who have the money is going?
Nah, I don't. Well, I
I know
think
mad
that.
people that don't got no money that hang out downtown.
But
It's
in
all-
2024, right? I get what he's saying though. In 2024, there's some people now that supporting boom bap that wasn't when there was no money in it.
We see you though.
Yeah, in 2000.
That's what I'm saying.
In
That's what I'm
2011, when it was just me, Statik, Sean Price, Skazoo, and a couple others, it wasn't really that much money in it. We were doing it because we love it, but we stayed doing it all the way till now.
Then
where
the
now
next
it's
wave
becoming,
came. It was 2010 when you got
Yeah.
Freddie Gibbs, Action Bronson, Mac
Right.
Miller,
Yeah.
Joey Badass. That whole wave that came out, like that
Yeah.
shit brought it to another level
It did.
and made it fresh again.
It did.
And now I'm meeting kids like Corday and Lord Sco and these dudes that are like, yo, I grew up listening to you when I was 5 years old.
exactly.
Like that shit's ill.
But it made a way. What I'm saying is, it made a way now where in 2024, nobody's even batting an eye at paying $100 for your hoodie, paying $50 for your hat, paying
Light
$50
work.
for your vinyl.
Yeah, nobody's
that shit
batting
wasn't
an eye.
like that back then. We were struggling with
Niggas
merch.
was
What do you
looking
think
at
about the
you crazy.
vinyl wave?
Yeah,
Especially
Vinyl
we-
sells more right
we
now than it's
killing
ever
it.
sold
We-
ever in history. Ever.
We loving this shit because this is what we do.
But it's selling, but people
people
are
that
they
don't even
playing-
know record pool
and they don't
players.
even play it.
Nah,
right?
Hey, it is
they're
what it
hanging
is.
it
It's
up
just
on the wall. They're putting
is
it in
what
their
it is.
crate.
how many vinyls you moving, y'all? To?
Man, thousands every year.
I don't even honestly.
Thousands every year, bro.
A lot.
Thousands
I got a nice
every
statement.
year.
this
How
week.
do you get your vinyls made? What's the
Shout
process?
out to RRC. I'll fuck
There's
with them.
mad different distributors. There's different companies.
Are
Like,
they in New York?
Nah, Europe. But most
Europe.
of the there's a couple
Both sets
companies.
of
we
that
Yes.
do
also
this.
went through many waves.
Yes,
like,
it is in Europe.
Our first vinyls, my first vinyl was like in high school.
Yeah, I gotta cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
Stop saying vinyls. Vinyl is a plural word. I hate when people say that. It's vinyl, no matter if you call them a 1 or 20.
Vinyl.
Go
But
ahead.
anyway, my first vinyl was in high school, right? I've been making vinyl for over 20 years.
Okay.
And it was only one little dry spell for like a few years where vinyl got quiet, where they thought it was gonna go
like
away.
10 years.
It was
Because
about
of the
5
Serato
years.
and
It was
all
about-
that? Was that because of Serato?
It just
and
wasn't
CD?
selling.
that was a big-
They were trying to get it out of here, and it came back heavy. And when it came back more expensive.
CDs will never
You know
come
what I
back like
mean?
vinyl did. Ever.
Yeah, but they're still gonna exist because people are gonna buy them just to say, "Oh, I got it in the collection with all my other CDs that I had." Like, you know what I mean?
They call them like
tapes.
heirlooms.
They selling tapes now again.
Do you think that because when it wasn't booming, right? 2011, you said that you wasn't making a lot of money. Do you think because y'all had the business sense to reinvest and to know how to make other money is why y'all can hold on and prolong the flow? And if the money,
just for the record, no one ever said we weren't making money in 2011.
Okay.
But
No, I'm saying
I was
Boom Bap
touring more than
wasn't.
everybody.
Boom Bap,
I'm talking about Boom
No, I'm
Bap.
saying Boom Bap itself wasn't selling $100
I'm going based
t-shirts.
upon what I'm just going based
It was a
upon
lot
what
of
he was
things.
saying.
It was, like I said, the South took over.
We've been getting money for a long time, but I was speaking on more like people will pay 50 for a vinyl, whereas 10, 15 years ago, they wasn't even trying to pay the 30. Like, it's just 100 for a t-shirt now, 50 for a hat. You know, it's just the merch game is...
150 for like a hoodie.
150 for... The merch game is better now for underground
You know where we got
artists.
to take it to keep it 1 million? A lot of New York rappers tried to make dirty South music for a long time.
Yeah.
And that shit threw
Talk
it off
about
too.
it.
A lot of New York cats were trying to make like dirty. And that's cool to an extent. But it was just everybody was coming out not sounding like New York for a long time.
Yeah.
For
And
a
I
long
hated,
time.
and I hated that era, man. I hated that era, and I always tell this story. I'm gonna say it again. Me and Statik went to Alabama one time, and we went down there. We didn't hear no East Coast music. We were down there for like 4 days. We didn't hear no East Coast music, nothing, for 4 days. The second we landed, it was like Flex played like 3 or 4 down south records back to back, and I was
quiet
like,
for the-
and I was really mad. I'm like, damn, people up here in New York don't even understand how badly they're being disrespected in the rest of the country by everybody else playing only their shit and not New York shit. And then we come to New York and then DJs ain't even playing New York shit, but they playing everybody else shit. That's
Do you think
that's
that
crazy.
that was just a cycle of music because there was so long that it was only the New York shit to play?
Nah, the South was always playing like
I think it
South
was a
always
shift.
their
it was
own
always
world.
South.
I think it was a shift and some political music industry shit going on, and it just went like that.
Atlanta's different. You go in Atlanta, you'll hear Biggie once in a while. You hear like Nas and Jay-Z and all that. But like you go to like Alabama and Texas and all that shit for a long time. Nowadays it's vinyl parties and old school parties. It's different, but the clubs out there were just, and it's fine. That's the music that's from there. It's
No,
cool.
I wasn't mad
They're
at
coming
them.
back here and going out and be like,
I was mad coming
when
to
did
New
this
York.
happen?
I wasn't mad at Alabama at all. That's what they should be playing. I was mad when I got back to New York. I could not hear one New York record.
But if everybody plays what's just there, how we gonna get nationwide artists then?
Right.
New York City though.
It should
New
be.
York
It should
City,
be a
man.
little bit of everything. I feel like.
This
I
is
mean,
the center of the
now
world.
it's different. That was over 10 years ago, but you know what I mean?
It's different now.
Yeah.
I'm even discussing just that time though, because it's a lot of people say that, and you know I rock with a lot of DJs. Clue's been my best friend. Chaotic grew up with me. They all been on radio, and I always present different things to them. I talk to radio guys at labels, and I'm like, I always try to get in behind the science of really working a record, right? And I know that everybody in certain regions, they want to hear certain things. How do you crack through to say, okay, this is what's going on, but I want to introduce this, and this is hot too if everybody's just playing what's in their
brave,
region.
man.
I mean,
be
mix
brave.
show is really what helps with that. It tests it. Let's play a record on mix show. Let's see if people really rock with it. Obviously, there's a bigger thing in the back. You know, there's a bigger.
Let me put
somebody's
it on-
pressing the button to
Let me
make
put it on the
shit
DJs.
go.
I'm gonna put it on the DJs. This is how FM radio works, commercial radio. You get a list, it's on the wall. And there's power records A, B, and C. And you gotta play a certain amount of the A's, a certain amount of the B's, and a certain amount of C's an hour. Now you have the freedom to fit in a couple records. At least last time I checked. I don't know about 2024, but I was on FM radio for 20 years. You have power to fit in a record or two, and you might get in trouble with the programming director if it's too risky. But you do have the power. So it's on the DJs to take the risk with certain records. And that's
Talk
the
about it.
definition of breaking a record, period. Now, over at Shade 45, they let us do what we do because the reason we're there in the first place is out of respect for what we bring to the game. So shout out to Ron Mills and Paul Rosenberg. They let us rock. And we do whatever we want. And we got more listeners than any FM DJ ever had. But that's a whole different story.
But to keep it real, most of these
There you
DJs,
go.
to keep it real,
That's true.
to be transparent, 90% of these DJs don't have the free reign to play what they want. They're robots.
They have a little envelope every hour to do it.
I'm gonna keep it real. From being in this industry, there's only 5 DJs that could really play what they want. And we know all 5. We know all 5 of them. That's it.
Nah,
It
I don't
ain't
agree
too
with that.
many.
I don't
Kinda.
agree with that.
Yeah,
Nah.
It ain't too
hold on.
many,
You got
Statik.
Flex, you got Clue, you got Greg Street, you got Cosmic Kev, and probably one on the West Coast, Ferris in Chicago. That's about it.
Nah, bro. Here's why I disagree with that, because I was nobody when I was on FM radio. I was on Hot 97 in Boston. I was on Jammin' 94.5. Jammin's one of the most commercial stations in the world. And I'd have to play certain records. But they'd always give me the little, like, I'd say maybe 2 times a half an hour, maybe 2 times an hour. I could fit in whatever I wanted.
I'm gonna ask you a real question, Statik, and this ain't being funny. You think that's because you white? That they gave you a little more free reign?
Want me to keep it a million?
Yeah.
When I was at Hot 97 in Boston, I'm not going to say who it was, but shout out to Clinton Sparks and shout out to Chubby
Salute
Chubb.
to Clinton Sparks.
Shout out to both of them. But there was a certain person that worked there who didn't want me on the fucking radio because he didn't think I looked a part of this Roxbury radio station. And I fought through it and fought through it and fought through it. And know what I did? I had to fall back for a little while. And know what I did? I bodied every club in the city of Boston to the point where people were calling up like, why isn't Statik on the radio, blah, blah, blah. And shout out to Chubby Chubb. He went on tour with Khalees for about, I don't know, 2-3 months. And I filled in all his 5 to 6, the drive time. I filled in for him for a couple months. And then guess the first thing I did when he got back from tour, knowing that I wasn't going to get my own show. The first thing I did, I moved to New York City. And everybody's like, what are you doing? I did it on a whim. I didn't plan it for more than a month. I just moved to New York. I was like, there's no way I'm going to get this kind of airtime again. I felt like I hit the glass ceiling in Boston at the time. Because back then, this is still pre-internet. It wasn't pre-internet, but
blog.
People were still buying physical mixtapes. People were still outside.
It wasn't really no social media yet.
I was
no
like,
iPhones, none of that.
If I'm going to follow my dream, if I'm going to be a big producer and DJ, I got to get the fuck out of here and move to New York. And I did it, and a lot of people were mad about it. Like, that I was around, they were like, "How are you just gonna do this and not tell us?" It's like, 1, you're not my boss, and 2, I gotta do this shit. I never chased it. I just did it. I know I just used the word dream, but it was never a dream. It was the plan, and it just always was. From the day I decided I want to be a DJ, November 24th, 1995, I never was like, "Yo, this is my dream." I was like, "Nah, this is what I'm doing with my life." Period. Like there was no plan B ever. I don't even know what the fuck I do without it. So like this hip hop shit is in my blood, bro. Like, and that, man, I grew up breakdancing, doing graffiti, getting chased by the cops, tagging up like walls, all that shit. Like, I used to rap, all that shit. I love this shit.
I got a real question for both of y'all. Y'all gotta answer separately. What does Boston mean to y'all?
It's home. The best sports ever in the world. The great food, good people. I love Boston, man. I just, for what it is, it's too small of a place for my plans. And I love Boston to death. I got it tatted on me, literally. Like, I love Boston. But I just had to go. I don't want to ever be a big fish in a small pond, ever.
How about you, Term?
Well, I'm from Lawrence, Mass, so that's like about, let's say 30 minutes.
What is Massachusetts?
We were born in the same hospital, the same year.
Area.
Wow.
You wouldn't go on a podcast and say you're from the Bronx if you're from Queens.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm from Lawrence, Mass. Let's be clear, right? So, but that being said, just Massachusetts in a whole is what raised me. You know what I mean? And I love my home. I love being born in Lawrence. I love being from Lawrence. I love everything that it is about my city. I still do backpack giveaways in my hood every year. I'm from the poorest city in the state of Massachusetts, Lawrence, Mass. Like, from the hood for real. Like, that shit is fucked up where I'm from. And I grew up there. And growing up there just, like, turned me to the man I am. And when I moved to New York, I didn't move to New York and start faking like I was from New York. I didn't move here and be, like, acting like I'm from here. I moved here and was like, yo, I'm from Lawrence, Mass. Y'all need to get to know about me and what this place is. And so, like, me putting my city on the map to the point where it's like people know about Lawrence, Mass now, that was part of the plan, and I'm very happy I was able to do it. And in turn, I made just the state look good, because it was a long time where I was the only rapper popping from Mass. Like, there was a long time. Talking about when you picked up that XXL magazine every month, I was in there every month. There was no other Boston rappers or Mass rappers in that XXL for years, in the Source, Unsigned Hype, all that. I had that shit on lock for mad years and had to just put it on my shoulders. So when I go back home, it's like, man, they're like, Term, you're a legend. We can't thank you enough for what you did for Massachusetts hip-hop, Boston hip-hop, all of that, But I just wanted to clarify, I am from Lawrence, though. You know what I'm saying?
Any relationship with y'all, Source and Benzino?
I was actually about to say
Benzino,
something. I'm going to say this.
I don't have any Benzino.
I'm going to say this off the rip. all the looks we ever got. I've been in over 20 issues of the Source magazine. He got unsigned hype. All that shit. None of it ever had anything to do with Benzino. I will shout out Jeff 2 times, who's a dear friend of mine. Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gotti, who used to manage Saigon. He was running the Source for a long time. But all the looks we ever got in anything never had
There's
nothing to
no
do with Benzino.
interaction because
I never
people-
even met him.
I
never
used to
even been
DJ
in
the
room
Source
with him.
Street Beat on High 97, right?
I remember that.
And
I don't got beef with him. I'm just saying I never
No,
met him.
because
Like,
he-
I never even
you
been
know,
in the
peep
studio.
it though. Peep this. I don't think Term even knows this. I used to DJ the Source Street Beat on Sundays. Jeff 2 times would have me come in, and Benzino would walk in the room, do his talk breaks, and leave, and never in his life even said hello to me ever. Like, but I got no problem with him. I don't know him.
it's just
None of that.
interesting.
I'm just saying that's the interaction I've had with Benzino.
Yeah.
Like that, he literally would come in the room, do his talk breaks, and not even look at the DJ and be like, "What's up, man?" Not even say like, "Peace." Like he just walk back out. So that's the only interaction me and him ever had with him. That's it. But for years and years and years, anytime the word Boston was mentioned, you had Benzino and Ed O.G., and that was it. And shout out to Crumb Snatcher. Shout out to Crumb.
Yeah.
Crumb's from Lawrence.
Yeah.
Rex is from Lawrence.
But we helped change that shit because it was like when we moved, especially when we moved to NY, like when we first got out here, it was like a negative connotation on like being a rapper from Boston, right?
Especially the sports too. It's like
That's what I was gonna say. 'cause
that too.
The year y'all moved.
Yeah.
The year y'all moved.
04 and 07 was harsh out here.
That
for us.
04 shit.
Yeah.
peep this story.
Oh my
So
God.
peep this. This is
Fuck
a
y'all for
fact.
that,
This
too.
is a fact. When I was
And we
growing
was
up,
out here wearing our Boston jerseys too. On the train and all that. I lived in the Bronx
do
at
you
the
know why
time.
the Yankees
That's a
kept
fact.
being the Red Sox? You know why? What do they call it?
The Boston Curse.
No, that's not what they call
Curse
it.
of the Bambino.
I mean, well, you know,
So
Same
this is
shit.
a fact. The owner of the Red Sox in 19 whatever back in the day.
19, one of them.
No. Was it? It wasn't that early.
Yeah.
1919 was the last
Yeah,
year
but
they
after
won.
that, after that, Babe Ruth was on the team, and the owner of the Red Sox was such a degenerate gambler that he was so in debt he had to sell Babe Ruth to the Yankees
Yeah.
because of how much debt he was in. Not that he wanted to. Babe Ruth was like the illest player ever, but he sold him to the Yankees. So when I'm growing up, my grandmother's like, "Hey, you know, my uncle taught Babe Ruth how to play baseball," and I'm like, "All right, whatever you say." Rest in peace to my grandmother, was my best friend. Yo, we're in high school and I'm watching the movie about Babe Ruth. They're like, in the movie, forgive me if I fuck up the name, I think it was Father John. He was going to Catholic school in Maryland, Baltimore. And the Father John, or whatever his name was, literally taught him how to play baseball. And I went back and looked at her, I said, "Grammy, is that who you're talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, it's my uncle." I moved to the Bronx August 1st, 2004.
Right.
Within that month, and I went to the game 7. I probably had $400 in my bank account for 2 tickets, which, by the way, wasn't even a lot of money. It was like $350 for 2 tickets, and I had $400. And I spent $350 of my $400 to go to the game with my boy Doug. And we went to the game, and they won game 7, reversed the curse. The week I moved to, like, literally, I lived like
it's
a
your
mile.
fucking fault.
So I reversed the curse. Now.
So it's your fucking fault.
But how
that
crazy
shit.
is that?
Talk
How
that
crazy
shit.
is that shit, though?
But because with that, Tom Brady, when the Celtics won in 08 and the Bruins caught a couple of Stanley Cups, they've considered y'all
Title town.
Title town.
Yeah.
So as people who do this, if you could
I know it
DJ for
hurts. I know it
anybody, who
hurts.
would you
That-
DJ for?
that's
Larry
some title over
Bird,
there.
Tom
You don't wanna hear
Brady,
this shit.
Kevin Garnett, or Manny Ramirez?
Damn.
I'm DJ parties. Kevin Garnett was.
No, but
me,
I
Tom-
DJed a lot
for
of
me,
parties.
Tom Brady is
Paul
the
Pierce
GOAT
walked up
for
to
me.
my mother at my 21st birthday party, and she said, "You know, my son's a big fan of yours." He said, "I'm a fan of his."
Fire.
That shit's ill.
Tom Brady's the GOAT, though. That's for me. That would be if
In
I
all sports?
if
I got a Tom
well,
Brady
no, I'm saying if
story.
I
I wanna hear this.
you saying who like for Boston? If I could rock a party for one of them, I would rock a Tom
TB?
Brady. Me
Yeah.
all day.
You're
TB12.
not selling this to TMZ, but I'm gonna just tell this story.
This dude.
I gotta say this shit very carefully. Way before he was married.
I mean, his wife cheated
And
on
way
him,
before-
bro.
all right.
He let that
I'll
go.
just say this.
man.
I'll just
City
say
boys
this.
up.
She forced him to retire
I went-
only to fuck another nigga.
I went to Mariah Carey's. I went to Mariah Carey's. I think nephew's graduation party in Boston. Right? She rented out the whole hotel. Went all night, like literally from sundown to sunup. The party went.
Yeah.
And this young guy walks in and disappears with Mariah, and then comes back about 20 minutes later looking kind of crazy. And I'm like, "Who is that?" And they were like, "Yo, that's the new rookie, Tom Brady." That shit was a crazy night, man. But shout out to Tom Brady, because you know he probably did all the best of them. But this is back when Mariah was bad.
I mean, she's...
Who knows? They might have played chess. I don't know what they did.
Listen, TB12, seven rings.
Yep.
Can't be mad at
And did it without Belichick, so they try to make it look like it was only Belichick.
Tom Brady
got
he
seven
can coach
wins.
it. He can coach
And,
it.
and the worst team, he went to the worst team. Turned
If you
them
could be a
around.
fan out of the four, which would you be? If they said you could only watch one of the
Celtics.
Yeah, Celtics all day. Tonight they're gonna win.
I'm over football and baseball. I've seen the greatest moments in sports history. No one will ever do what Brady did when he came back from 3 to 28.
yo.
It's never gonna happen.
That Atlanta game was.
I watched it right here.
But you didn't like
Watched
the New York Mets
projector
one
was
when
right here.
Billy Buckner didn't get that one?
Yo, Statik, hold on,
We were
don't
like
do that.
3 years old.
That
bro.
like the Billy Buckner?
That's not his
He was
name.
Statik. Listen to this.
Statik.
He was a top
I
class
was
baseball
at the,
player.
Yeah, I was the ill baseball
Listen to
player.
this shit.
I'm at the game
In
with Billy
86?
Buckner.
Yes.
I'm at the
In
game
'86.
with my father. I'm
Wow,
at the game as
that's
a
fire.
kid, right?
You a Mets fan?
My cousin,
Listen to this
yes,
shit.
because
From
Dale
Queens.
Strawberry was there. I'm from Queens.
You guys sold coke together?
I'm at the game with my father, right? So my father is big on traffic and everything. So my cousin Terry, shout out to my cousin Terry.
Traffic and
Terry,
cocaine.
Traffic and
My
what?
son Terry. He traffic fucks with him. Like he don't like to be in traffic.
Not Daryl Strawberry traffic.
No,
You're talking about
no.
traffic in the street.
No, he doesn't like to be in traffic, right?
Oh, okay.
So we at the sixth. The game is 7th, 6th, 7th, whatever. He says to me, "Yo, it's gonna be a lot of traffic.
Let's get out of here."
So we need to get on the train now because it's gonna be crowded to get to the car, so we could drive
you leave?
home." Yes, we left.
my
right?
God.
Listen. So we on the train. So they like, oh, they got runners on, whatever. So I'm like, you can
showing
hear
your age,
it
by the
from
way.
the train, huh?
You're showing your age right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh man.
We on the train, right? Shit goes out. It ain't no. You can't hear nothing. We get in the car. We can't find a shit on the radio. Shit wasn't simple back then.
Hell yeah,
You know what I'm
86?
saying?
Yeah.
No.
86.
We get home, right? And we get home so fast, he must have just missed the ball, right? And my mother come running to the door. She's like, "What the fuck are y'all doing here?
Damn.
What the fuck are y'all doing?"
I would have been
I
tired.
said, "What happened, Ma?" I said, "Dad, he wants to leave." She said, "Stilly, why the fuck would you take him to this game and leave the world? Say, who the fuck does that?" And we was like,
That is weird.
And we was like, well, "That's my father. He's a country boy."
Yeah.
We said, "Why? What happened?" She was like, "The Mets won."
You know what I will say? The
That's
Boston fan
crazy.
would never.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
My father's from North Carolina. If he was from
Yeah.
New York, he would have never
Right,
left.
right.
He's
It's a
from North
different- it's a different
Carolina,
thing.
and he didn't understand what this was. Like,
Right.
not for nothing. Black people wasn't getting World Series game tickets.
And the Mets never won again, right?
No, never won again.
Never won since.
Man,
They win, like,
you had
no.
No, they
You
went
had
to
the-
the.
We
They
went,
went
we
in
went
2000
in 90.
against the
We went
Yankees.
in 90.
Oh, recently they made it to like.
Yeah, but we went back
No,
in
but he could have
1990
seen. He could have seen them.
against the Dodgers, and I was at that too.
That's literally
my same
what-
cousin got me
That's
the
like
tickets
top
and we
10
lost.
baseball moments of all
Yes,
time.
and
Yeah.
I was there, and he couldn't believe it. My father just put
Yo, he
his
just
head
turned
down
his face
now.
away, Statik. He
I'm
was
like,
like,
and this motherfucker took me out the fucking game
Yo, I was
and
like-
took me home for
Yeah.
Billy Buckner, and I had the tickets like this, like monsters.
he took the way he told me his mom's like, look what you did to this boy.
Well, at least you got YouTube now.
I got you too.
Nah, but yo, that's
But
still
you know what? I
legendary
can
that you went
say
to that game.
I was there
Yeah,
though.
that's legendary. Shout
You know
out
what I'm
to
saying?
shout out to your pops for bringing you to that
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
though.
Shout out to my cousin Terry for getting a
Yeah,
ticket. 'cause she
that's love,
understood
man.
what
Y'all
it
been
was.
around some legendary people. Like, what are some moments with like Alchemist and
Too much
Prodigy?
fun shit.
Some of my favorite moments
too
in
much
life were
fun
rap
shit.
camp days, man. Rap camp was like 2010 to like 2013.
Yeah.
And we'd be at the crib, at Al's crib, and he'd be like, yo, there's this kid Kendrick Lamar coming through. Like, what? Wait, watch, he's gonna be a big deal. Prodigy got out of jail in what, 2013?
Yeah.
So then when P got out, because it would be like,
Ignorant. What's rap camp?
it was, we used to call it that. It was Alchemist crib in LA. And like,
Mad
we were
rappers
gonna
just come
do a
through.
TV show and all that, but it never. I think it got filmed. I don't know. But at this time, it was like a shift in rap. So Action, I was bringing Action out there. Freddie Gibbs was coming through. Twin from Mobb Deep was always there while P was locked up. And then when P got out, it was like, oh shit, yo, Prodigy's here tonight. So everybody stay on this side. There was like 3-4 rooms of studios. But when P was there, everybody left the main room alone because, it's Prodigy. We all like, and I knew P, but Al used to put me on the phone with him when he was locked up. And we talked for like, he'd tell me how Al would, you know what Al would do? Sorry, Al. He would take like gospel, like Christian music tapes, and dub over them and put the beats on the tapes. Because if
That's
he sent him
fire.
rap songs in jail, they would
That's
throw it
fire.
out. So he put it on
That's
Christian.
fire.
He let like a Christian song play, and then the rest of it would be beats.
Wow,
And
that's
Prodigy would be in there
fucking
writing
genius.
rhymes.
Yo.
That's fucking
You
genius.
knew that, Ghost?
So I used to talk to
That's
P during
crazy.
that. So when he got out, he remembered that I knew P before that, but not like that. Because Prodigy was like he was kind of just in a dark antisocial space for a while back then. And then I would say around 2015, 16, he just like, his daughter was getting older, his son was getting older, and he just wanted to like party. He'd be outside. Like I would hang out with P like 5 days in a row. We go to number 8, we go to Greenhouse.
He used to come to the crib, right? Rhymes at the crib.
He never came to my crib before 4 in the morning. It would always be at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Bro, Prodigy was in
That
such a
ass.
positive place when he passed, bro.
Let me say this, and I gotta say it carefully. You see how you told that Tom Brady story? I've heard his hit list is legendary.
Sniper, legendary
No,
sniper.
the names I heard, I was like, I told him, he was like, I believe it.
He's a legendary.
Yo, no, it's hilarious. I
legendary
gotta
man.
tell this because it's funny as hell. I know he'd probably be mad at me, but it came out at some point. Havoc, I think, exposed it or something. But he thought he was like dating Rihanna. And he was showing me all the texts and all this.
This is the story.
And I'm like, yo, P, you sure? And he's like, yeah, man, she be talking shit about Drake and all that shit. And then at some point he realized it was a fake account on Instagram and he was laughing about it. But he really for a while was like, yo, I'm about to hook up with Rihanna. It was just, and then I think Havoc got drunk and was like, yo, you think you're dating Rihanna on Twitter? It was hilarious,
man.
but yo, that shit was, man, I miss Prodigy. So, man, he lived next door to me too. He lived next door to me when he passed.
Huh?
He lived next door to me when he passed. So I'd see him every day. I'd be with my daughter outside checking the mail, and people would be coming back from the store with a bag of chips and a soda. Every day, I would see Prodigy, man. Like, man, that shit was such a loss. Him and Sean Price, and Mac Miller.
Damn,
So picture this. If you look at my
Great
discography,
experience with Mac Miller.
for a 10-year span, all my first singles were either with Sean Price, Mac Miller, Prodigy. It was just my go-tos. And they all got taken away. So,
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't want to make music, man.
it was a weird time for us.
What's the money commandment that y'all live by, which means something that y'all do to keep money in your pocket?
Just don't stop.
Yeah.
Jay-Z said the genius thing we did was never quit.
Yeah.
For me, man, I always remember it's not how much money you make, it's what you do with your bread.
I'm the opposite. You live once, you don't take it to the
Yeah,
casket.
we treat money different. You know, like
Listen,
I live it the fuck up.
yeah, I live it up too, but I just I budget my money a certain way.
I'm in between y'all. Pause. I
Yeah.
budget and I live it up.
I wild out too, but I also be like, so me and my daughter got this thing right where no matter how much money she makes, she's only allowed to spend 20% and she got to put away 80. That's what me and my daughter do. So if she makes $500.
Yo, I woke up with this on my dresser. Tell me, I don't mean to cut off your
It's
daughter.
all right. It's
Bro,
okay.
How did I make this
This dude
last
don't give a
night?
fuck.
How did I make this last?
$400 hands of dice all day. Right?
That's last night, 5 in the morning.
I swear to God. Yo, he was down 400, up 400, up 800, down 400. I'm like, yo, y'all bugging. But anyway, what I do,
My bad, go.
nah, it's cool. But I'm saying what I like to do is I like to getting back to how I handle my shit. Like with my daughter, I'm like, I bet you make this amount of money. All right, cool. You put away 80%, you spend 20. And so I kind of like to just live like that. I ain't gonna just get
That's
a whole
your
bag and
equation.
blow the whole bag. I'm thinking 6 months,
you in
a year
Amsterdam.
out. Yeah, I mean, I had younger days where I was a wild boy and I frivolously.
I ain't mad at that, but-
I done spent mad bread on dumb shit. Like I had record deals, I had crazy bags. We done blew through hella bags.
Major or
but-
independent? Major or independent?
Independent all day. I wouldn't sign a major deal if you put a gun in my head.
Yeah, it's just a loan.
Why,
It's just a
Static?
big loan.
I'm
What
gonna eat
about
those words though
exposure? What
because I'm
about
about to drop the
exposure?
biggest album of my life. I think we might do it independent though. But as of right now, me and Shane's album doesn't have a home. We could do any major we want, or we could do independent. We'll see what that happens.
In 2014,
That's a whole different podcast.
In 2014, with all the knowledge we
Why?
have,
Why is that a whole different podcast? Hold on for a second.
No, me and Shane's
Why
album.
is that a whole different
me
podcast?
and Shane's
though?
album is a
independent.
series of podcasts. Like this shit is 7 years in the making, different countries, different man. When this album comes out, this shit is my opus. What's it called? Magnum opus. or
Magnum
whatever.
opus.
This shit is like terms with me. Me and Shane's going back and forth 20 times a day about a hi-hat or a fucking word. This
Sound like
shit
Dr.
is.
Dre.
He did 3 new
That's how
songs in the last
classics-
48
that's how
hours.
classics are
We have
made.
30 songs. He did 3 new songs in 48 hours.
because we
I'm
really care about this shit, bro. Obviously, 2 Chainz is another level for him, but
he's like us,
it's
though.
like, yeah,
What you
I'm
mean,
like,
like
yo,
a-
change that scratch, but I hate it. Nah, you bugging, that scratch is fire. Like, we still do that every day because we're trying to really make classics. We're
Everybody
not just
knows
making music to put
2
it out.
Chainz, yeah, I'm different.
Yeah.
You get mad, I'm getting rich. Bro, he loves making fun records, but he actually he's the walking 48 laws of power, bro. Like, he dumbs down all his shit for the public to consume, but he's really like Hove, bro. Like, he's
genius,
like,
yeah.
he's a, when I
he's
say
a
like us, the
rapper,
reason I say like us,
rapper.
he literally texted me last night, I care about this shit more than you do. Like, I love this hip hop shit. He said that to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you don't. He really loves
He's
this
just a
shit.
really
We argue
great
about who
rapper.
loves hip hop more. Like, that's crazy. And 2 Chainz, if you think he's sitting there listening to mumble rap, you're bugging. That dude's listening to like the most lyrical, underground, like he loves the sport of this shit. And this album is gonna show it. Because not saying he never did that before, but a lot of his shit is real trapped, like simple shit. This shit is like complex entendres, like I can't wait for
On
the world
boom
to-
bap beats and
Yeah.
traditional hip hop beats.
There's only one beat on the album I actually did some drill shit for a little while, but the rest of the album
You just
is like
played the drill shit
Yeah,
first,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Good shit too.
That shit is hard, too.
This is a question we had asked Large Professor, but it seems like everybody wants us to keep it going. What's a beat you wish you had made? Like a beat that you heard from another producer. You like, I wish that was my shit.
man.
So many.
New York
Yeah, go
State-
through the list,
New York
then.
State of Mind's the greatest beat of all time.
Wow.
Premier is like,
For me,
He's more
for
than a
me,
big brother to me.
For me, it would be Deep Cover, the Dr. Dre Deep Cover.
that's a good
I just
one.
feel like that shit has transcended through so many generations. Where you had Pun take it to another level. You had people just freestyling on it live, like.
You know
what
what
I'm
my
saying?
favorite beat
That one is-
I think is You Put Your Hands by Busta.
Oh my God.
That-
oh, no, it's crazy. Dante Ross just told me the other night.
That beat is the most sampled beat damn near.
He said Busta was like
Do-do-doom.
it was for like 2
With the
albums
strings?
earlier, and Busta was like not fucking
Really,
with
he
it.
wasn't fucking
background?
And
with
he
it.
finally fucked with it. And
And everybody got that
hard.
beat. You got that beat with Offset got that beat.
Everybody.
Shorty
My
got the
favorite
beat.
version,
Everybody
Selena
uses that
Johnson, when she when
really?
they did the
That's your
remix.
favorite?
Yeah, no, when she remixed it. Yeah. When they remixed it.
That's your
hell yeah. No, not my favorite of that version of the beat.
I like the Coi Leray version on that. No? What, I just booked another flight?
The Coil Ray version
That
is
shit's
better.
hard.
Not better than how
Yo, we
with
just found the
Selena.
clip. We just found the clip. That's the clip.
The Selena
Oh, by the way,
Johnson one?
shout out to Busta. We went to his birthday party 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
This
I heard
it
motherfucker
was
walks in and
super
buys
duper
us
lit.
drink.
Yeah, it was
And I
lit.
would
It was lit.
have bought him a bottle.
Nah,
This dude
Busta's
walks
the
in and
man.
insisted that we did shots with him. Busta's
Busta's
just like,
the man. I love
I've been
Busta,
drinking
man.
with Busta for fucking, man,
Man,
at
the
least
first
15
day,
years
the
I've been
first
doing
day I
shots
met
with
Busta,
Busta.
it was just me, Busta, and Statik, and we drank 2 bottles of Patron and just shots in an hour. Just shot. He like you can't drink like
And
me.
he'll kidnap
I'm like,
you.
I could drink like you. You can't drink like me. I'm like,
Yo, he
boom,
will
boom,
kidnap
boom.
you.
Oh, he's
He'll
a kidnapper?
kidnap you.
Okay.
No,
Like,
he
on
will
some
kidnap
drinking
you.
shit.
No, because I call 50 Cents the
No,
kidnapper.
no,
Yeah.
Busta's the number one, bro.
for 50 Cent?
I've never gone to a studio with Busta and left before 10 a.m. And there's like I'm
You
talking
get
about he'll have
drunk,
an
you get
A-list
drunk,
rapper in there,
drinking
and he'll be
with
going like
Busta,
this,
man.
like you're not leaving until we get this verse. And Busta will play you
No
100.
wonder we don't see Mecca.
He'll play you 100
Mecca
perfect
was-
songs.
Mecca was
He'll
with
play
him.
you 100 perfect
That's funny.
songs, bro.
No, real talk, and you be like, what are you doing with that one? What are you doing with that
He'll
one?
be like,
That-
don't
I
worry
don't
about
know.
it.
That
I know
ass.
him and Rockwilder. I'm in Rockwilder for 8 years.
Wow.
So the sessions with Busta Rhymes was all around the clock. They was like, and me and Busta go back to when Turbo was with him, when Turbo was his man.
Tequila and cigars.
Right? And it's like, yo, back then it was just straight weed.
How you
Niggas
avoided
had
the
crime.
kidnapping, Essa?
I was there with Rockwilder. So
Oh,
I-
he
didn't. He didn't avoid it.
So you had to be there all night. Plus, we had our own studio, so they would come back and forth in our
Yeah.
studio. Back then, it was just different. You played people your projects. That's who he is still.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
You brought people in. You played them your project. You say, Statik, this is my direction of where I'm going.
Yeah.
So if you want to get on this project, you know what you need to bring me.
Facts.
That shit was a privilege.
Yeah, definitely. To this
People
day.
truly mastered the studio,
to this day.
the studio
That-
professionalism,
Yes.
like Busta mastered.
He
it.
lives in the
Yes,
studio to this day.
That's
Yeah.
a privilege. So you got a chance to really vibe out. If you didn't
Oh.
if you didn't get on somebody's project that fucked with you like that, you just didn't have the beat.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
And I'm getting distant.
Laughing,
I ain't got no
laughing.
song with Busta, bro.
I do.
I've been in a million studio sessions. I don't even get to. I play the beats like once, but I'm just so like in awe when I'm there.
Yeah.
Shout out Dom Dirty, man. Dom and me got kidnapped twice, and one time Mos Def was there, and Busta played us like 200 fucking songs.
Yeah, he
And
played
they
us
all
like
were perfect.
40 songs one day.
They were all perfect.
It was like 5 hours, and he just didn't have. He had so many songs. He could have kept going to the
Oh,
next day.
the night you were there, he played us the one with Kendrick.
Yeah,
and it
before
was.
it
He's
came
like,
out.
oh, by the way, this is with Kendrick and Knots, and we were like,
And he played us the Primo joint, the intro
And the
joint
shits
that
don't
night.
be coming out. He just be having shit
it'll
sound.
come out eventually, but you can't.
But this is what I'm
It's the
saying.
definition of you can't rush greatness,
But
and you put it out on
Yeah.
your own speed.
But you know what I'm saying? Eventually, I'm saying he'll have a record for 5 fucking years, though.
He's a hoarder.
He ain't changed shit 7
That's
years
what
old.
I'm saying. But you waiting to put, I'm just saying, he'll have records just like, yo, I'm gonna add on to this and really know where each record, yo, pull it up. It's
know what he showed me?
It's in so and so
He
and so.
opened
That
up-
shit is crazy.
He
to
opened
me.
up a notes thing, and it had 7 albums. He's like, these are my next 7 albums.
I love that.
And I'm like, oh shit.
See,
like,
that's a
all
different
planned
type
out.
of focus. Like, he knows what he wants for the next 5 years. That's like different type of
I
planning.
think he's just
Do
launched
y'all ever get
execution.
discouraged? You say he should
just launch all the motherfuckers.
Nah,
But
if
do
you
you
said
ever-
that to him, you be getting yelled at because.
What you mean, God?
He has
You can't-
a very calculated
can't
plan.
rush
bro.
greatness.
I learned a lot
That
by
sounds
watching
just
him.
like him.
I learned a lot by a lot of stuff. I
That's-
learned
that's
more in
true, 'cause
studios
you-
in my life than anywhere else.
It's
You
what
spent
true.
a lot of time with what Statik's saying about Bust.
Busta,
you
yeah,
spent a
he-
lot of
Busta, Primo, all these dudes, like I've learned my entire life in the studio. Like, and I'm
That's
very
true,
blessed.
but, yeah.
I earned it, but the way I got in with Preem at an early age
Mm-hmm.
and was like he doesn't let people he doesn't let no one watch him big
Yeah.
beats.
He
And I
asked me
see-
to leave the room.
Yeah, Matt.
When he made the beats for me, he's like, all right, leave the room. I'll come get you when I'm ready.
He let me sit there
And
for a
he make the
couple.
beat and then be like, now y'all can come in.
I learned how to
he's
put my
not-
808s
He's not
under
trying
the
to have
kicks
you
and
over his
shit.
back telling him what to do, input, none of
And I've brought people in the
seat.
studio.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shit on nobody, but I've brought certain people in the studio where they tried to like be like, "Yo, Preem, you know you can do this, right?"
Yeah.
And I
Are
look
you
at them
fucking
like,
serious?
Fuck out of here
fuck
with
out.
that shit. It's talking to
Are you
Primo.
fucking serious?
It's bugging out.
"Yeah."
he and his
What album, like, because you do producer artists, you have a lot of those. What's something you want to see? Like, which one?
And I mean, the Primo and Nas, man.
Yeah,
I'm very gifted to say that I've heard some, and it's amazing. So
they have some new shit or
Primo and Nas,
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming. Like
Doing the
it's
whole
coming
album
this
right
year.
now.
They
Oh,
said it. They
oh,
said
you
it in
heard
the
that?
song.
Like,
Yeah.
No,
Well,
they just dropped the
they
single,
got-
and at the end of it, Nas is like, "Yo, Black, it's time." He's like, 30 years later, he's like, "It's time, Preem," and he's like, "Let's
They
go."
did the picture. You
Yeah,
see the
nah,
picture?
they announced it. Now, shout out to Mass Appeal
They
too.
announced it. Yeah, they put
Yeah, they got the
bet-
record out, the video and all that.
And I gotta flex a little bit with this.
Oh, go.
I'm the only artist to ever. I was signed to Nas, Jay-Z, and Eminem at the same time, because I'm Shade 45's Eminem,
Yes.
Rock Nation, and Mass Appeal Nas at the same time. That was a fun era in my life. I'm still in Shade 45. I still rock with Mass Appeal heavy. Shout out to Rock Nation. Shout out to Freaky Yayo. I'm still with him. But like what a time to be alive. Like that
What the
shit
Rock
was,
Nation do for you?
They managed me for
No,
5 years.
Wait, during that time, did they get you bigger venues?
You got to
What-
make it work for
what
you.
they
So
do
like,
for you?
first of all, you level up from the rip when you sign with them.
Yeah.
But on top of that, it's like the resources and the a lot of the corporate shit, doing shit for Facebook, doing shit for fucking General Mills. I was doing cereal deals and shit, like
Yeah.
all that. Shout out to Rock Nation, man. Like,
Reese's making beats on a Reese's
yeah,
box.
It's a whole different.
Yeah, they sent him a MPC,
I
something
got a
like
Reese's MPC.
MPC made out of like a Reese's
So-
MPC.
Yo,
like-
Esso, we got
It was just me and Hit Boy. Me and Hit Boy were the only two that did it.
You know what I'll say from, just being right next to Statik through the journey, how it helped me, because people always come to me, yo, I need a Statik beat. Yo, can I get on the radio? Da-da-da-da. It helped me so much when he signed to Rock, because we got to like get all the like people that wasn't ready
Yeah.
financially or like wasn't ready career-wise to step to a producer who's a gold, platinum, legendary producer like Statik. They got like baby money and they trying to come like jump the steps. I just be like, yo, he signed to Rock Nation, hit up Rock Nation.
You know what?
That shit helped me.
One of the craziest
I
moments.
can hear the enjoyment in your
Oh my
voice.
God. I'll be like, no.
You know, two of the
They coming to me
the
with like baby money and
the
I'm
two
like,
most
yo,
important moments
Rock
in my,
Nation.
in my run with Rock Nation, the two most important
That
moments
shit helped.
was one, shout out to Emery. I'm one of the only artists to do a rock Paper Planes hat. And it had on the inside where the 5950 is,
Yes.
it had all the area codes I ever lived in. It had Show Off logo on the thing, it had Statik Selektah. And I'm one of the only people that ever did that. I think the Locks did one. The Griselda one was happening, it didn't come out. I'm one of the only people that ever do that. I think Meek Mill did one. But that was, and it came out on my birthday, bro. It was just, so 20, and the second one is part of the story. So I land in LA, it's my birthday, 2020. And all this shit was lined up. I had a new agent. We're having meetings at the new Rock office in LA. They just opened. Everything's going amazing. Go to the Rock brunch, all this shit. And the next day I wake up and Kobe Bryant died. And that was like the beginning of the end of the world in 2020. And after that, it was COVID and all that. But it's the day Kobe died. And I go to the Rock office, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm in the middle of a meeting.
Yeah.
And I come out, and Hove's just standing there. And he's like, yo, what you got going on? And there's literally a fucking checklist of things I want to tell him about. But Kobe just died. And everybody's like crying and sad. And I was like, man, I just want to go home to my daughter. And I like walked away. Bro, but there's so much I want to talk about because me and Bun B did Trill Statik 1 in 2019.
Hold on. So Kobe passes away, and the first thing Hove is talking to you is business?
Well, yeah, life goes on. We're still in the office and all that shit.
Interesting.
But he's like, I was just like, I was like, what a trip this was until, And he's like, yeah. Because we were just together the day before at the brunch. But the one thing I wanted to really, Hove, if you're watching this, the one thing I really wanted to say to him is, so me and Bun did Trill Statik 1 in 2019. Live album. We did it live on YouTube. Fat Joe showed up, met the man. Kweli was in LA watching, went to the airport, got on the flight, and made it during the filming and got on the album. I don't want to leave nobody out. There's so many people on the album. There's so many. Uncle Murder, fucking everybody. West Side Gun. It was crazy. But he texts Bun and he's like, I got the text. He's like, I'm jealous. I always wanted to do that with the Samsung deal, but it didn't work out. Remember when Jay dropped Magna?
Yeah, Magna Carta.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a live album. And he's like, I never got to pull it off. And so the first thing I would have been like, if that never happened, I would have been like, yo, bro, the live album shit, let's do this and this and this with it.
Yeah.
And just like that, man, when Kobe died, I'm a girl dad, bro. Like that shit fucked me up.
It's unfortunate sometimes when like some of your greatest business like ventures could happen, but it's at the wrong time. Like you see somebody, you're like, I got the right pitch for this guy, but it's the wrong time. I'm gonna have to spin the block and see.
It's also a life lesson too. Like anytime you think shit's about to be lit, or sometimes it happens, but just be ready. Because every time in my life I do some ill ass shit, even with Trill Statik 3, we just did here in December. In my mind, I was like, any second now, some bad news is coming.
Yeah, some whack shit.
Life will balance out.
Just said that.
Yeah, it happens like that.
You gotta just be ready for it. You gotta be ready for it.
Every time you up, something attacks you.
I can't talk about what happened to me after the Trill Statik shit, but the shit
just happens.
right
like
before
that.
I went on Math Office show, literally 10 minutes before.
Who show? Fuck is he talking about?
I heard you used to like do something. Listen, I literally had to do that whole interview with like the worst news in the world on my mind, and I was like,
That might have been an omen.
It was some wild shit, bro.
That might have been an omen. You going over there and it's the worst shit. See, that was already a sign for you not to go there. That was an omen.
Some other shit happened while we were there that was even
That's
crazier.
another omen. That's
Can't
what I'm
even talk
trying
about
to tell you. The juju was over.
Whatever
there,
you got
gotta
going
get
on,
away.
shout out to Matt. That's my dude. Whatever you got going on,
Let
man.
me ask you this, though. You cool with Freddie? I assume you're cool.
I'm family with Freddie. That's my like.
Would you be the broker between them and Freddie and the Griselda people piecing it up?
Absolutely not. Because Conway, like, at the end of the day, obviously, Griselda's family and they're loyal to each other. But, like, Con and Wes ain't got no issue with Gibbs. That's Benny and him, and that got to be between them. And if anyone's going to step in, it got to be Conway or someone. I don't even want to be part of that, man. They're all literally, like, they all been in my crib. That's, like, family. I know all their kids, all that shit. It's family. So sometimes the family feuds,
I saw Westside last night.
And no one wins when the family feuds. It's an ugly beef in hip hop. I hate it. I just hate it because they're all supposed to be. Picture like me and Alchemist. We both produced a lot of music for both those guys, and it's like it sucks when you're friends with beefing. What are you gonna do, man? They gotta. I'm sure someday
It's hip hop. It's hip hop.
Time fixes everything except Ja Rule and 50 Cent. But time fixes everything else. Time fixes everything else.
Yeah, Time ain't never fixing Ja Rule and 50 Cent.
Ever. And you like.
I think the world would stop if they took.
And
like
Tom ain't fixing 50 Cent and Rick Ross neither.
Nah.
50 can't sleep at night if he ever
Tom ain't
squashed that.
fixing that.
Yeah.
No, I know. I've been around Fifth for a lot of years. He's like Rule, Ross, Gunplay. There's a couple other dudes I forgot. He's like,
For life.
life.
I I worked for
No
G-Unit.
statute of
I worked for G-Unit
limitation.
for a long time, man. I did, rest in peace, Chris Lighty. Shout out to James Cruz. Shout out to Street Elements. I did street team from everything from 50 Cent is the Future to, I think Before I Self-Destruct.
Video game and all that.
I did all of it, like all the
Video
Northeast. I
game.
did Connecticut, Mass, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island. Like I was on the phone with Fifth on the regular doing the conference calls. Chris Lighty was on there. Like it was just shout out to all the street team dudes in the industry, man. Because that was the end of the to me that was the end of the music industry. The way I loved it.
Yeah, I used to level up Power Summit and all that. We used to go to DR. I'm talking about crazy.
We got stories.
We used to go to DR, and that was when the money was flowing still in the
Yo,
industry.
this dude stole this dude's bottle of Hennessy. This is how we got cool, Mr. Fab. This is a funny ass
And
story.
Pusha T.
Yeah, Pusha T's
was
at the
with-
table
man.
playing blackjack with me.
Yes.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but Clinton Sparks knew blackjack very well. He's like he's a degenerate gambler.
He's a card counter.
But yeah, we're sitting there, we're playing, and this dude leaves a bottle of Hennessy. Now, mind you, this is an all-inclusive resort. Drinks are free, but there's a bottle of Hennessy right here. And Term's like,
Fresh
whose is
from the
that?
hood,
We're like,
man,
I don't know.
like-
I'm like, is it yours, Pusha? He's like, nah. I'm like, I knew it wasn't Clinton's, he don't drink. So I'm like, whatever. And Term just takes it and dips with it.
I was young, bro.
Yo, the dude comes back. We weren't that young. Yo, the dude comes back.
Early 20s, what?
It was
20s?
2006, so it was whatever.
I was in
So
my
early
early 20s, yeah.
So the dude comes back and he's like, who the fuck took my Hennessy? And I'm like, everybody's looking at him like, who the fuck's man's is this? You're in the DR, the all-inclusive fucking spot. I mean, mind you, he did steal his bottle. But it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. It was like
little
the $20
small-ass
bottle.
oh, the little
So-
bottle.
He left the
And
bottle,
he
he
left.
left. I'm
He
like,
stole the purse?
Yeah, so yo, Pusha wanted nothing to do with the whole situation. He's minding his business, and the dude comes over and gets loud, and we're like, we're about to like get into it. And the dude comes over who we don't know at the time, and he's like, yo, peace, I'm Mr. Fab. He's like, what's going on here? And I'm like, I don't know, your man's acting crazy, blah, blah. And he just sunned the dude bad, like really bad. And we ended up being like this, me and Mr. Fab. Fast forward, I'm in Paris with my mother on my birthday.
Yeah.
And I'm at the Louvre Museum, and Mr. Fab comes out of nowhere. He's with his daughter. And I'm like, yo, it's my birthday. And he goes, what? Me too. And I'm like, January 23rd? He goes, yeah. I go, 1982? He goes, me too.
Nah, get the
What's the
fuck
odds
out
of
of
that
here.
shit?
That's
In
crazy.
Paris, after that story. Like,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy, bro.
shout out to Mr. Fab,
Yeah, man, Fab is like, if everybody in hip hop was like Fab, it'd be a better place. He's like a Bun B level of like cool cat where like he
Word.
brings hip hop together.
But yeah, I wanted to say that, I never really got to answer when y'all were asking about like, hanging out with rappers and like what
Yeah.
was the fun time. Like for me, it was when Statik had the studio in the basement. Like he had the studio in the basement.
It's still in the basement, but the
old-
Myrtle and Broadway.
Myrtle and Broadway. Like when we was on Myrtle and Broadway, we was
Zombie
there.
World.
How
I
long did you
know,
live
they
on
got all
Myrtle?
the
How long you lived
crackheads
on
and
Myrtle
the
and Broadway?
8 years.
8
Zombie
years.
World.
So
It's
for-
still bad over there.
For 8 years, we were in the basement.
Treacherous over
and
there.
but that's what made it so dope because we was really in the shit. And then all the like biggest rappers in the world were coming to the basement.
Yo, you had to have
So-
guts to walk to the
Right,
store.
right there by Woodhull?
Right?
Yeah, you had to have guts to walk to the store, bro.
Like, son, where the
I know
sign
the area.
is?
No, I know it- I
So
know the area.
crib is right here. So I'm talking about we had like
There's bullet holes in my
A-list-
window.
Like A-list.
There's like, bro,
we had,
it's
Now Dick and
crazy.
Harry's is right there.
we had
Yeah, bro.
everybody in that basement, bro, from like
Everyone.
like everybody ever. Like
Yo.
and we made like probably what, 50 albums.
Let's talk
in
about
there,
a
like-
couple. Let's just talk about a couple careers that started there.
Yeah.
This dude, Action Bronson, right? My man Paulie, who now has Uncle Paulie's in LA, Ill Sandwich Spot. I'm playing pool with him and Max Fish. We getting twisted and all that. And he's like, yo, man, I never bother you about music, but remember this name, Action Bronson. So I'm like, all right, interesting name. You don't forget that name. So fast forward like a month, Lloyd Sear sends me this video, and it's Action in a prosciutto ham store walking around. And I'm like,
Sounds
yo,
just like it.
this dude's kind of, I like it. So I DM'd him. It was a snowstorm in New York. The whole city was shut down. And me and Term were like, let's do a live album on live stream. We'll do an EP real quick tonight. And I hit up a couple people. I think Action's maybe one of two people that showed up, maybe 2, 3 people. But I hit him up and I'm like, yo, we never met each other, nothing, but I seen he followed me. So I DM'd him on Twitter and I was like, yo, here's the address. We're doing a live EP, pull up. He showed up like an hour later in shorts and sandals. The snow was literally this deep. And he showed up with sandals and shorts. And this is in Bushwick. And I'm like, oh, I fuck with this dude. So then,
On Murder and Broadway.
that's
too.
how.
Myrtle and Broadway.
The next day,
That too. Add that on top.
yo,
of
the
it.
next day, he was on Two Dope Boys on our song. That's the
Yeah.
first time he was ever on the internet. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I love that.
He credits us for him.
Shout out to Action, man.
For
We
him
got a
getting his
classic
first
album, all
placement
that.
on the internet.
So fast forward, Wiz Khalifa came out. Well, this is before that, but the end of the story is after that. Wiz Khalifa came out, and I'm reading in XXL, the source or something. They're like, this is Pittsburgh's Nas. And I'm like, what? That's a bold statement. So I listened to his single, and it was not Pittsburgh's Nas, bro.
Yeah.
I wasn't fucking with it. And his people hit me up, and I was like, nah, his man, shout out to Boaz, who was on Rostrum. He came through with a brown paper bag for a beat. And he's like, Artie, shout out to Artie. Artie's like, yo, Wiz wants beats from you, but he ain't bringing you no brown paper bag. Like, you gotta like just send him the beats. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I passed on it. And I stood on how I felt. But guess what? Then he came out with Kush and Orange Juice about 2 years later, and I really fucked with it. I was like, oh, he got a lot better. He found his sound. I love it. And I'm like, yo, Artie, he still want the beats? He's like, nah, he's good, bro. So then Artie brings me this video. He sends me this video, this like little white dude, 17 years old, rapping. It's Mac Miller, and I'm like, I'm not letting this happen again. Not with you guys. So I was like, bring him to the radio show. Never been in New York City in his life. He comes to my radio show, kills it. And I'm like, oh man. He goes, yo, tomorrow's my 18th birthday. I'm putting out this mixtape, Kids. And we were talking about Kids and all that. Like, you know, and when Kids came out in 1995, I was 13 years old. I was like that age of the kids in the movie. So Mac's doing it, and he's 10 years exactly. He was exactly 10 years younger than me. And I'm like, I'm not letting this happen again. I was like, bro, you got to come to the studio tonight. And he's like, I can't, bro. I got to go do my release party in Pittsburgh. This dude drove from Times Square to Pittsburgh. It's about 6.5 hours. And drove right back to my studio. And I called Term, and I'm like, yo, you got to come to New York right now. Term's like, bro, I'm not coming to New York right now. I go, listen to me. This kid, Mac Miller. He goes, who the fuck's Mac Miller? I was like, trust me. Come to New York right now. Rob Markman came over. Shout out to Rob. At the time, he's one of the editors at XXL. He's doing his thing. He's the man over there, right? Mm-hmm. And he comes to the studio session, and he's filming it and all that. And before Mac got there, Rob's like, I'm letting you know now this kid is not going to be an XXL freshman. He kept saying it. And then he watched us make 8292, the song we made that night. And by the end of the song, he's like, this kid's going to be an XL.
Let me tell you how ill it is. That same run when he came to New York, they had me interview him, and they had him downtown, right there on Allen Street. It was a nice hotel.
I made him take the train to my crib, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah. And I remember he was just, Beats by Dre was popping and everything. We did the interview, it was smooth. I said, yo, shoot a freestyle for me. And at the time, we would shoot it like a movie trailer and shit. He took one of his songs that was meant for somebody else, and we shot it in the room, in the bathroom, and it looked like something crazy. I still have the video to this day. It did millions of views.
This is crazy right now. Never in my life would I think I'd be able to tell a story like this. So we're shooting a video on Myrtle and Broadway at Big Boy Deli. It's me, Rex, and Little Fame.
It's insane you're over there.
And I ran the block.
We went straight.
I used to go to the store.
Listen, we went straight from the Bronx to Myrtle and Broadway.
Yeah.
So when we moved to New York, we was in the shit. Like we didn't move like somewhere. Like we was in the hood. Like,
y'all went from shit to shit.
No, so
like, come on, man.
I'm shooting the video, and Mac Miller texts me and goes, yo, I'm shooting this video to my single. This is my first real single.
Yeah.
Come to Queens. I'm at this spot. It was by Queensbridge. It was like right in Long Island City. And I go over there, and I get in the video for like, I'm in the video. The video is like 400 million views now. I'm in the video dancing around with Mac, having a good time. And all these kids are there looking at like, who's this old guy? So I leave, right? And the name of the song is Donald Trump, right? This motherfucker puts out a video and he says, Mac Miller, you're the new Eminem. I love it. Thanks for using my name. 1 month later, after it went like bananas, Donald Trump tweets at Mac Miller, I'm going to sue you, you dog. I'm going to sue you. Yo, Mac Miller's sitting in my crib responding to Donald Trump on my laptop, going, whatever, bro. Like, he's responding to him on Twitter on my laptop. But mind you, none of us in a million years would think this guy would be the president of the United States.
Yeah.
So he's going, and then the shit ended up going away.
This is reality TV, Donald Trump.
So then I got the video too, I'll show you. So then the song goes platinum. Not because of Donald Trump responding, none of that.
Yeah.
The song was just a big record. Mac was out of here. So, no, that's why he made the video calling him a dog, because it went platinum. He's like, where's my money?
Right.
So, Donald Trump becomes president. I'm crying my eyes out. I'm keeping it a buck. You can look at me however you want. But it was a very sad night for me because I also remember crying tears of joy when Obama won. I was live on the radio when Obama won. Q-Tip, Bun B, everybody's on the phone talking about it. That was a great day in history just for the spirit of the country. But when Donald Trump won, I was very upset. And I took I had like this full automatic BB gun in the studio and I had this hatchet. It was like an axe.
Yeah.
And I got the footage of the shit. I'm smashing the Donald Trump plaque. Term actually recently had it refurbished, so it's back in order. But it still says "fuck Donald Trump."
You tried to throw the plaque
but
away.
I was so mad about Donald
I said,
Trump.
bro, we're not throwing away
And I
Mac
told
Miller's
Mac,
plaque, bro.
I go,
I don't care if you like Donald Trump or not. We're not throwing the plaque away.
Yo, but I tell
You
Mac,
bugging.
I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, bro, but I smashed that plaque, bro. And he was upset too. He never in a million years did he think he was gonna be president. But I told him, and he's like, it's all good, bro, man. Like, fuck that song. He didn't perform the song.
Nah,
for
the
a
last
while.
conversation I had with Mac, I put a IG story up of us in the studio, and I showed the plaque, even though it was broken. And he wrote to me in the DM, and he goes, "Man, that's really cool. You guys still have that up. Thank you, bro." And I was like, "Of course, bro. Always love."
He's like, it's cool how there's bullet holes in the. But nah, it's like it's back up.
He
and
wasn't
it's
mad.
in good
that's what I'm
condition.
saying.
It's in
you
good
know?
condition.
No,
Shout out to Nim K. She fixed it up.
I went and brought it to a place that like refurbishes like plaques and all that, and we got it fixed. We got it back up.
The day Mac passed away, man, Young Guru came to my studio. And we had to do a party around the corner, and I was used to friends dying and all that, but I never lost a friend at that age. He was 26.
Yeah.
That shit fucked me up. Like it was Sean Price, Prodigy, like countless others people that I know, but those were like rap icons.
It was a
dear
wave
friends
of
mine.
like people
When
we were
Mac
close
passed, it was
with.
like that shit hit me harder than anything.
There were also rap legends that we were close
What you about to
with.
say, Go?
I got a tattoo right here. It says, "A life ain't a life till you live it." It's a Mac quote on my back with his signature.
I just wish Sean and Mac did a project together.
Yeah. We used to joke about it on Twitter. Maybe somebody could find the tweets, but before they did the song with Statik, they ended up doing a record together and a video together, Sean and Mac.
No, that was my song, bro.
No, I
they
know.
never did that ever. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Bro,
That's absolutely not true. They did us after they did
You
one.
misunderstood what I said, bro. All right, so let's start over. On Twitter, me and Mac and Sean used to joke about doing a song. Then they did a song with Statik without
okay.
me.
That's not what you
That's
just
what
said.
happened. But we used to joke about who would body who on the song, because that was me and Sean's joke. Sean would always be like, Term, I don't want Term on the song, he's gonna body me. And then me and Mac used to joke about that. So it was like a three-way joke.
The first single
and then
off
they
my
did
album,
the song without me, and I was tight. But
the
it's
first
all good,
single
you know?
was
It
what happened.
worked
Mac
out.
came to Shade 45, and I was like, bro, I need you on this album. You weren't on the last one. I was like, who would you do a song with, if anybody? Actually, he was on the last one. But anyway, I said, and he goes, he's like, Sean Price. And me knowing Sean, bro, do you know how many rappers I brought up to Sean Price where he's like, hell no, I ain't doing this.
He hated everybody.
Hated it. Even people he was friends with, he wouldn't do songs with. So I'm like, all right, Mac, and I'm looking at Mac like, damn, I don't want to break this kid's heart if Sean goes, hell no. Bro, I brought it up to Sean, he goes, what? I love it. He's like, let's do this one. And we already had Sean's verse on it. But the hook was going, if you're under 21, you shouldn't listen to this. And Mac turned 21 that week. So in the beginning of Mac's verse, he goes,
Classic.
just made the cut, baby. And that's a double entendre because I'm scratching. It's a cut. And Mac did the shit.
And he just made the cut because you said Sean don't really fuck with nobody.
Yeah.
And he was about to pass in the album.
Yeah,
So it was like,
just
it
made
all
the
worked
cut.
out.
Yeah.
And then we shot the video together at
Myrtle and Broadway?
Soundset,
in Minnesota, Soundset.
Minnesota?
Yeah, it was a festival.
They was all in the same festival.
You know who's in the video? Everyone's in the video, bro. We got Schoolboy Q, Alchemist, Evidence, Joey, Kirk Knight. Like the video was one of the funnest videos ever. And this is at the height.
Yeah, man.
Mac signing titties.
Classic.
It's crazy. What a time, man. And then here it is. I got my hit single, and they're all gone, bro. It's just me.
It's crazy.
You know how sad that shit is, man? Me and Mac and Joey did a show in the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland. And we go on. We don't know what's going on. Because when you're on those European tours, you're not like researching and seeing what shows you're doing. You just know you're doing a festival.
Yeah.
And that's it. So we're backstage after we rock. And we're like, yo, who's on now? We might watch the show. And we're looking up the TV. I'm like, that's not right now, right? And they're like, yeah. Bro, we walk back in the room and fucking Stevie Wonder's performing.
Wow.
And me,
Crazy.
Mac Miller was like,
That's
what?
fucking crazy. Yo, real quick about Sean Price, right? That was my guy, right? So I reached out to him a lot of times to do songs. We had probably like 7 songs together. That
Yeah.
I would always hit him up to do records. He was always down. But whenever I try to put other people on the song, he would get real, like, who else is on the song type shit, right? So one time I'm like, yo, I want to do a song with me, you, and this. I was like, me, you, Killer Mike, and this other person. And I ain't gonna say the other person's name. He goes, I ain't doing that. I go, why? He goes, because one of them can't rap, and it's not Killer Mike. He fucked with Killer Mike, but he didn't like the other guy. And I was just like, and this is a dope ass rapper, but like he just was real. He was real picky, bro. Like he wasn't.
Yo,
he
I had
didn't
a
just
song
do
with
a song with anybody. Like
I had a song with A-list rapper, and I'm like, yo, you should get on this song. And Sean's like, nah, I'm not doing it. Absolutely not. I hate his shit.
Yeah, man.
Yo, guess who the first person to call me when Sean passed was? That guy.
Wow. Nah, Sean was real, man. I like that about him. That energy is missed.
He was a real a certain artist lost a child, man, and Sean Price called me and was crying his eyes out and was like, yo, tell me it's not real. Tell me it's not real. And like he was the illest thug in the world, but he was the illest dad. He told me like 2 days before he died, he's like, bro, you gotta stop getting in fights and all that. You got a daughter now. He's like, if you had a son, whatever, you call your son. Like, yo, I got locked up. He goes, you can't do that with a daughter, man. And I walked away from a lot of fights after that because of Sean.
Is it the Boston in your blood?
At 1,000,000%. We're degenerates, bro. We grew up like, oh, you don't like what I'm saying? Let's fight. And then when I moved to New York, I realized the rest of the world's not really like that. People in New York can fight,
I grew up
but it's not
fighting every
close.
day.
No, it's because I mean you got the movie The Town. How
I
accurate?
did the music in it.
Yeah.
Bro, my brother Slane's one of the stars. The dude that gets killed, he's one of the 4 bank robbers.
But the
He gets
fat
killed-
dude,
yeah.
the driver, that's
Bro,
the
we were
brother?
roommates.
Oh, your roommate.
Nah. He's saying like not
No,
your
it's
blood.
my,
brother.
no, but for the
That's
record,
how people-
he calls my mother Ma, and she literally says
But
my
I
other
understood
son.
what you said.
But
after
he's
a
the
while.
one that's in the new Joker. Bro, he's about to be out of here, bro.
Yeah,
Well,
we
that's
got
the one
an
that
album
Joker.
together too.
We're
called
dropping an album the day
Anti-Hero.
the Joker comes
Yeah.
out.
He's a
Terms
dope
on
ass.
it?
He's a
He
dope
rap
ass
too?
rapper. He's a dope
Bro,
rapper.
he's in La
yeah.
Coca Nostra. He's like a poppin' rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
He's focusing on the acting more now and like, humanitarian
bro, he
work.
threw
but
Ray Liotta through a window. Like, that shit's ill.
Nah. Slaying out legendary roles with Ben
Oh,
Affleck and all that shit.
Pete, this is one of my favorite. This might be my top 3 favorite stories of all time. I'm DJing number 8, which is the Bungalow 8 shit. Is one of my favorite clubs ever. I'm DJing the Killing 'Em Softly premiere. And Slane's in the movie. He throws Ray Liotta through the window.
Yeah.
But James Gandolfini's the star of the movie. But he never shot a scene with him ever, so he never met him.
Yeah.
James Gandolfini walks up the stairs, comes in the DJ booth. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, The Sopranos is my favorite shit ever in life. But I'm like, what the fuck? He doesn't even say anything to me. I'll keep it a buck. But he looks at Slane, and Slane goes, yo, man, it's an honor to be in a movie with you. It's an honor to be in the movie with you. And he goes, yeah, nice to see you dressed up, kid. Punches him in the stomach and walks away. And I was like, that was the illest moment ever. Like, and he passed like a year later. And when he passed away, all the photos they used, there's a black background with like flowers. It looks kind of like this.
Yeah.
And that was all at that party. And they used it for almost every photo when he passed away because it was the latest photos of him. Bro, man, that night was crazy. I was looking around the party, I'm playing Nas, fucking Brad Pitt, Robert De Niro. That party was crazy.
That's bananas.
You ever ran into Affleck? So.
Yeah, I did The Town, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean.
I was an extra in The Town.
You know where that movie premiere was?
I was
At
an
Fenway
extra in The
Park.
Town, yeah. I had it. The crazy shit was when I auditioned for the role, I was supposed to be the guy he fights in the projects, but I ended up being too short. But because Affleck is tall,
He's like
but-
6'5", right?
right, and I'm 5'3", so you feel
ain't
me?
know I'm gonna fuck with that tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'4", so he liked how I look, and at the time I had like a little afro and shit like that. So the casting people called me like, "Don't cut your hair." Affleck like how you look. Don't cut your hair. I said, "I bet." So when I go in for the third casting call, I go in and he sees all the tats. So he's like, "Oh, what's all the tats? What's that 978? Lawrence, what's that mean?" Then he saw the pun tat. So when he saw the pun tat, he's like, "Oh, pun." He's like, "What's up with the pun tat?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Puerto Rican. You know, pun is like a superhero to us." Type shit, you feel me? So I started explaining to him about the whole pun shit. So he's like, "Yeah, man, I used to be in the Bronx with Jennifer, woom-de-woom." So he started talking to me about his experience in the Bronx and all this shit. So then I'm
They
thinking,
announced their divorce yesterday.
oh, that's crazy. But I'm thinking I got the role, right? So I'm hyped because I'm thinking I got the role. I bodied the shit. I went in, they told me he liked me, don't cut your hair, all the shit. And then like right at the end, when the movie was about to go down, they're like, "Yo, you lost the role. You're just too short. It would have just looked weird. You fighting Ben. He's 6'4", you're 5'3". You look like a little kid trying to fight him.
Gotta get those De Niro shoes, bro.
Nah,
you know
man.
De Niro wears
Yeah.
shoes in the movies that are like this
I
big?
didn't know that. But I'm saying I almost
that
was in that
short?
movie. You know what I'm saying? And he
He's
was
that
mad
short?
cool.
He's not that short. It's just he plays a lot of roles that are supposed to be
Maybe
tall.
Nah, but he is short though. He is short.
Well,
He's not short. I met him. He's not that short. But and the point is, when he played, who was it? I don't know if it was the Irishman.
Nah, he beats
I know
people up in every
Casino,
movie.
he wore him. He likes to look tall in the movies. He's not that tall, but he's taller than me.
But yeah, I was almost in the town. You know what I'm saying? I lost my role, but it's all good. Affleck was cool.
Now here's how real Affleck is, though. So Slane's obviously the star of the movie, but he knows he makes music, and Slane wanted to do something for the movie.
Yeah.
So he's like, yo, I talked to Ben. Let's put this song together, and I'll send it, and he's just gonna put it in the movie just because it's me. Doesn't even matter what it is. We made this song real quick. It's one verse. Made the song and sent it. He goes, yo, man, I got us 25 grand. Like, it's in the movie. And I was like, that? It's like,
the
it was
movie
that
budgets
easy.
is the best.
No, there was hold on,
look
but
at this.
there's a sample and everything. We were like, there's no sample.
Yo,
That's the Boston. That's the Lawrence in your
go.
blood.
that
Nah,
time.
shout out to Slane, man. Our album's incredible too. Like, I'm excited. We got Crooked Eye on there. I shouldn't even be saying all this. I don't give a fuck. OT the Real, Millie's Term.
OT the real.
Master Ace, OC,
Skyrick.
Ill Bill, Paul Wall. The album's crazy.
Got Paul Wall out of retirement. This
Nah,
is-
Paul's working, man.
Paul's
We just
outside.
dropped 2 albums with him.
Yeah, me and Paul
Paul's
just
working.
dropped 2 albums. They doing really well too. And I just dropped my 50th album last month. That shit went
Jesus,
number
probably
1.
50.
Number 1 on iTunes.
How many songs do you usually have on each album?
Like the last,
3?
like 10 to 14. I do real albums.
50 album.
Yeah, 50, 5-0. That's why I said on the.
I know,
you
I'm
what I
just
mean?
saying, I
Yeah,
got you, but I'm
50,
just saying, like,
5-0, baby.
even when you just said, like, I dropped my 50th album, that sounds
And
crazy.
you know what feels good? It's like, it's been 20 years I've been dropping 2 albums every year, right? 2 to 3 projects every year. Album, mixtape, album, EP, all that, right? And my 50th album went number 1.
First one.
First number 1. I done got mad Billboard plaques, all kind of placements.
Now his first book's coming out.
My first book too,
He
you
showed
know?
it to us.
Yeah, you know,
What's the name of it again?
It's called 100 Ways to Be a Better Dad.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying? Actually got a copy of that shit right here, man.
Yeah, put it up. There
So
you
you
go.
Amazon, $20. Stop being a hater.
Yeah, go cop that, man. So, you know, we like to do stuff for the community. You know, I do backpack giveaways like I
We
was
do
saying.
this dad shit for real too, man.
Yeah, man, we
Like,
good dads. Me and all my peoples, we take care of our kids, man. We love our kids. And I really wrote this book specifically because a lot of people need this book, and I'm gonna tell you why, right? When I first started doing the research on like writing a book for fathers, I went to Barnes and Nobles, this was like 4 years ago, and there was like 200 books for women on how to be a mom and 5 books for dads. Out of the, you know what I'm saying? So you see the difference. That we're not respected as an equal parent at all.
Never.
Not.
Right? That's one thing. The other thing was, the first book was how to help mom. How to help mom when she's expecting. How to change a diaper. You know, light, right? It was nothing in the book for you're a single dad. You know, what do you do when you can't see your kid and you got to go to court? What do you do when you're like, you know, raising your kid on your own and the mom is not involved? Like, there's so many different levels to being a single dad and a dad that's not, you know, coming from a family structure. And also, a lot of us like got to fight from behind, just like coming from poor areas, and just there's so many like ways that you can get held back. And I just felt like writing a book to help everyday people would be special, especially like considering that like fathers usually get screwed over in the court system, and there's not a lot of education for single dads. You know what I mean?
Single dads
And there's
are
not
not
a lot of
respected.
advocacy for single dads. So yeah, the book is called 100 Ways to Be a Better Dad, and it's out right now, man. You can check that out.
Cop that.
Yep.
All right. Yo, shit been fire.
Woo!
We downtown. Statik Selektah. We in his whole establishment. Term stayed with us. He's supposed to go, so we got them both at the same time. Pause.
Let's go.
You know what I'm
100
saying?
grand. I love it.
BagFuel, we lit. Like, subscribe, super thanks. Ring the bell so you can get the episodes when they drop. And BagFuel Brigade, sign up. It's only
It's
$5.
coming out fast.
$5.
And here's your
You
new
can get a whole
slogan.
lot of
Here's your new slogan. You never lose a bag. You never lose a woman chasing a bag, but you will lose the
a
bag
bag chasing a woman.
All day.
That's a fact. BagFuel, we out of here.